On a chilly, rainy Tuesday, the Clayson Lady Tiger volleyball team hopes to heat it up in the Den tonight as they host the Marysville Bulldogs in an NCKL showdown on what is senior night. Lady Tiger volleyball is here on a Tuesday from the Den, hosting the Marysville Bulldogs. Stay tuned. Our pregame talk with Coach Robert Moran is on the way next from the Den.
The Citizens National Bank is ready to provide you with a great borrowing experience, whether you're buying, building, or refinancing a home. We offer first-time home buyer, FHA, VA, and conventional home loans with competitive interest rates on a national level and flexible term options to fit your financial situation. With little money down, we can assist you with getting into your dream house. The Citizens National Bank, mortgage loans with the personal attention you deserve. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Did you capture a protein premium on your wheat this season? If not, it may be time to reconsider what you're planting. Oldie Seed is introducing several new varieties that will provide excellent yield and protein potential, and all varieties meet the Oldie Gold standard. Wheat technology is evolving, and planting one of the Oldie Seed top-yielding varieties or blends this season is the first step in achieving higher yields and increased income. Contact Oldie Seed today.
It's flu season, and the flu shot is your best bet for avoiding the most common strains of the flu. Do what you can to protect yourself and others. Flu shots are available now at Patterson's Health Mart Pharmacy. They make it incredibly convenient. All you need to do is walk in any day, Monday through Friday during regular business hours, and get your flu shot. No appointment necessary. They'll even bill your insurance. Patterson's Health Mart Pharmacy in downtown Clay Center, Abilene, and Salina.
Take action now for a successful crop next year. At Wilbur Ellis and Reed Seed and Feed, we're ready to help you plan for next season's weed control, moisture conservation, and fertilizer needs. For your plan, we'll utilize soil testing and variable seeding rates to come up with site-specific fertilizer and seed systems. Now is a good time to establish your fertilizer and chemical program for productive crops in 2015. Wilbur Ellis and Reed Seed and Feed, we offer customized solutions to help your crops thrive.
Back on our pre-match conversation with Coach Robert Moran as Lady Tiger Volleyball at home for the last time in the regular season this year, hosting the Marysville Bulldogs. Coach, let's look back to this past weekend as we welcome you into our conversation, and I guess probably could be stated the best performance you guys have had this year against some really quality opponents in Council Grove.
It really was. We knew going into pool play that we were going to have a tough go of it with Abilene and Santa Fe Trail for sure in there. We felt like we were going to be able to get Council Grove, so we knew, of course you always tell your girls, if you win 2 out of 3 in pool play, you pretty much have the opportunity to move on. Well, we did what we wanted to do, and unfortunately we got caught up in the tiebreaker and didn't advance, but I think the win against Santa Fe Trail was probably our best win of the year. They've been ranked all season long and are a 20-plus win team, and I think we played Abilene really tough and had opportunities there that we let get away. But, it was to come out 2-1 in that pool I thought was pretty good. It's just unfortunate that we couldn't advance into bracket play.
While you're playing good, would have been nice to keep playing on the court on that day on Saturday. But as you said, you guys played really well against 2 state-ranked teams, both Abilene, Santa Fe Trail, state-ranked through the year. I think it was key, just looking at the score. Obviously, I wasn't there at the matches on Saturday, but we've seen so many of those sets and even matches where you've been really close and not been able to quite get over the hump or close the deal. You did that against Santa Fe Trail. Those were really close games, and you still were able to finish it off and win it in 3.
They were, and the first game first set against Santa Fe was, I think, 29-27, I believe, and it was one of those that if we had opportunities to win it earlier, and then we had opportunities to lose it, and if you look back at the way the season's been going, those were the kind of games we were losing and not able to get over the hump, and that was nice to get over the hump there. And then in that final set, I thought we played, from start to finish in that final set, we played probably one of our most complete games of the year to finish that one out.
Let's talk a little bit about what you saw. I'm going to start defensively. I've heard a couple people that were at the matches talk about how you guys scrambled well, got to some maybe some shots that you've let go or not been able to kind of clean up and stay in a point. And those things, when you stretch those points out further and further, you get a better opportunity to end up with the score on your side.
It really does. And, like I said, just going after balls that maybe we weren't able to get earlier in the year. And, sometimes people look at those and think, it's just, just 1 point here and there, and it's not a big deal. But when you look at all the close games we've had throughout the year, that 1 or 2 points makes a difference for us. And when we can get them to fall on our side, some of those wins will start coming our direction, we hope.
And then up at the net, we're seeing more and more balance, I think maybe is a good word for it, amongst the guys or the gals on the outside and in the middle as well.
Yeah, we are. We're getting, we were pretty heavy sometimes to start the year. It seemed like on the outside, and now we've started to kind of spread that out along the middle and the outside, and even some of our inexperienced players are getting in the mix as well, and putting up some numbers that we weren't getting earlier in the year. So I do feel like we're at this time of the season we're hitting that balance that you'd like to see, and makes it tougher to defend on the other side.
Let's talk about this Marysville team you guys will meet up with tonight. What do you know about the Bulldogs coming in out of the league?
Just from what I'm seeing in their scores and the teams they're playing and everything like that, I think they're almost a mirror image of us. They're struggling to get wins just like we are, and but I look at some of the common opponents that we've had, and they've beaten some of the same teams we've beaten, and then they've lost to the same teams we've lost to. So I expect it to be a tough, quality match. Anytime it's a league match, obviously we want to do well, and we're sitting right now. We haven't won a league match this year, and so this is our last chance to get that. So we definitely would like to put up a couple league wins to get that 0 out of the win column there. But I expect it to be a tough league match just like usual, and both teams fighting to get as many wins as they can heading into sub-state to up the seeding if possible.
Well, you mentioned sub-state. It is approaching pretty quickly, although you've got, I think, 3 more events still to go at the varsity level. So I know we'll talk more about your seniors, but it is senior night, and it's special for your team and for you, I know, and your staff to see these 2 seniors of such a young team to come out and have been such a big part of what volleyball is about.
Oh, definitely. Our 2 seniors, Hannah Ferguson in the middle, has really started to come on and be more dominant at the net, which is what we need her to be for us. And on both sides, not only offensively but also defensively, she's picking up a few more blocks. And then Janessa Wickersham has been just a solid force for us all year long, pretty steady. Plays a nice role, doesn't make a lot of mistakes, tries to be in the right place all the time. So, and her serving's been very consistent for us throughout the year. So both of them have been big contributors to our season, and it's definitely when we talked the other night, I talked the other night with them about seniors and last time at home and everything like that, and it's going to be a special time for them.
Absolutely, Coach. As always, we really appreciate the time. Let's go get them tonight.
All right, thank you very much.
We'll be back with more of Lady Tiger Volleyball on KCLY.
It's that time of year, time to clean up the yard, trim trees, overseed, and fertilize so your yard will rebound from a tough summer and look great next spring. Wall Street Value has rental equipment to help get it done, like dethatchers, core aerators, overseeders, and tillers. Wall Street Value also has grass seed and fertilizer, weed killer, and ground sterilizer to make your yard the best in the neighborhood. Stop in 7 days a week at Wall Street Value in beautiful downtown Clay Center.
When you grow corn or soybeans for a living, you're always looking for the latest advances to help your fields be more profitable. That's why it's time to turn to Channel. When you plant elite Channel seed products, you also get the services of your very own Channel seedsman. You see, your seedman works with you year-round to make the most of your operation.
For customized service, expert advice, and elite seed products, contact Colton with Frontier Ag Supply, 785-630-0596. Clay Center Tiger Volleyball on KCLY is brought to you in part by Central Valley Ag, McGee Roofing, Ray's Apple Market, Twin Valley, Wilbur Ellis Reed Seed and Feed, Patterson Health Mart Pharmacy and Radio Shack, Oldie Seed Farms, and Citizens National Bank of Clay Center, Greenleaf, Concordia, and Belleville.
Fellow Clay Centerites, the Union State Bank sign is fixed. Downtown Clay Center can continue as normal. It's these time-old traditions like Union State Bank clock that we rely on. Just like we've relied on Union State Bank for the last 116 years to always be the pillar of downtown Clay Center. Isn't it nice you can count on the same bank name, the same faces at your local bank? Union State Bank, member FDIC.
The best meals are made with the very best beef. Certified Angus beef, now available at Ray's Apple Market. Certified Angus ensures and promotes a certain standard and uniformity of quality in beef products. For superior taste and tenderness, every cut of Certified Angus beef brand has to meet 10 exacting standards. The result is a truly remarkable beef product you'll come to select time and time again. Choose your beef wisely. Certified Angus beef from Ray's Apple Market.
From our family ranchers to your family table.
Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement in Concordia reminds you that brutal winter days will soon be here. You're almost out of time to have your roof replaced before the cold weather season arrives. Roof work must be completed with daytime temperatures of at least 45 degrees in order to avoid long-term problems with adhesiveness. Learn more at GeislerRoofing.com.
This is Dallas Hasselman, and Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement has you covered with more than 38 years experience.
Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement, we've got you covered.
And a good evening from the Tigers Den, Clay Center Lady Tiger Volleyball here on KCLY, about set to work as senior night is here against the Marysville Bulldogs. Along with our studio engineer, Bernie Fanzella, Rocky Downing with you from the Den. Clay Center hosting Marysville, as mentioned. Both these teams, you heard Coach Robert Moran say, looking for their first league victory. So obviously both teams have kind of earmarked tonight as a chance to finally get one before they head to the finish of the year and the postseason. You realize 2 weeks from this Saturday is the postseason. It's jumped here in a hurry. Now, the Lady Tigers do still have some events coming up before they wrap it up, including one tournament event and a couple of regular season events, but almost to the postseason, which is back here in Clay Center on October 21st. We're about ready for the opening serve here. The two seniors, Janessa Wickersham and Hannah Ferguson, have had a chance to be on the floor, and here's the first set. Wickersham to Ferguson. First point of the night is going to be a cross for Marysville, so they don't stay alive. It stays on their end of the court. Clay Center has their first point of the night. So the two seniors hook up for the first point. Wickersham to Ferguson, and the Lady Tigers well underway here against Marysville. There's Janae Shivers with the serve across. The middle set for the Bulldogs. It's going to be attempted to dug out by Haley Franson, but the middle spike that time by the Bulldogs is across and good. We'll work really hard to keep you up to date on the Bulldogs. Their numbers are on both of their front and back, but the red blending in a little bit with the gray, so do the best I can to keep you posted on that. Here's a spike from Aaron Hamill that goes wide left, and Marysville ties it up at one apiece. Clay Center on the court. Haley Franson on the back row, along with Maddie Craig defensively. Aaron Hamill and Janae Shivers. Up front is Janessa Wickersham and Hannah Ferguson. The serve across from the Bulldogs. Hamill, Shivers. She'll set it up front. Here's Ferguson to the back row. It's out. It's 2-1. Marysville now a 2-1 lead. And Marysville will drop back to serve it. Clay Center again on senior night here. Here's a dig from Craig. The set for Wickersham goes cross court and pushes it wide. And that is going to be a 3-1 start for Marysville with the lead. Now, there's two courts going, so if you hear the crowd react to a couple of different areas, the JV match also going on at this time. Here's Hamill up front, her spike on the way, dug out on the back row, picked up front row for the Bulldogs, set across. Shivers digs it, but it hits the antenna. And 4-1, Marysville has a great start. Coach Moran said this would be a really, really good matchup, he thought. Both teams have been very similar in the way they played this season. And so the Bulldogs out to an early start. Now Clay Center with a misplay in the middle of the court. They're going to get a quick timeout. 6-1, Marysville out early here in the Den. Clay Center trailing against the Bulldogs. Stay with us, back in just a moment.
Here's a tech tip from Blue Valley Telecommunications. Do you know what bandwidth is, or megabytes? Bandwidth is the amount of information your internet connection can move. It's described in megabytes or megs. How much bandwidth you need depends upon how many devices you have and what you're going to use your internet for. Your bandwidth speed is split when it enters into your house. If you have only a 5 meg connection with 5 users, each user could end up getting only 1 meg, which can cause things to load really slowly. If you have questions about your speed, give us a call, 877-876-1228.
Out of the timeout, Shaylin Brown with a serve across and in, and another point for the Bulldogs. They're out to an early start in this one. 7-1, they lead Clay Center. Here's a dig by Maddie Craig, goes right across the net, pushed across, now stuffed back across again for the second time for the Bulldogs. On that, the second opportunity, it coming from Nicole Franco, and now 8-1. Marysville starts with an 8-1 advantage. Already a timeout taken by Clay Center. Here's Craig to Shivers, middle set for Ferguson, and there's a point in. Clay Center Lady Tigers get their second point of the game. They led 1-0, and then Marysville wrapped off 8 straight points, and so the Lady Tigers will drop back to serve it now. It'll be Aaron Hamill beyond that back row to serve. Across it comes, and it's an ace for Hamill, and the Lady Tigers have scored 2 in a row and trail now 8-3. Marysville up front, you have Franco, along with, it's both Linda Franco up there. There's a spike across by the front row of Marysville. Now set across for Haley Francis. She'll push it across to the back row. Marysville has a play up front. Franco stuffed back across by Wickersham and Ferguson. They thought it was 4 hits. Wasn't called, and while they're trying to get the referees to get their attention, the set across or the stuff across by Marysville makes it now 9-3. Left-handed serve across for the Bulldogs. Back row dig. Hamill set across now by Ferguson. Pass up front. Here's a set for Franco once again. She sets it across. The dig by Shivers. Battle at the net by Wickersham and Franco. And now back up front. Clay Center does get it across. Marysville. The set. Back set. Spike is going to go long, and Clay Center will get the point. The spike that time coming from Sammy Bartles, but it went wide and long on that left side. Here's Ferguson to serve it. Dug out up front by the Bulldogs. Bartles again, stuffed back across, this time by Clara Edwards, the freshman. And now Marysville saves it back across. Hamill will dig it. The play up front for Franson. It's dug out by the Bulldogs, but no play, and it's 9-5. Clay Center has gotten themselves back in this first game. Hannah Ferguson will continue with the service. Ferguson serve across. One of the 2 Lady Tiger seniors on senior night. Bartles again, picked up by Hamill. Pass up front. This is going to be set by Shivers to Franson into tape. And so 10-5, Marysville the early lead. Clay Center, though, may be settling in just a little bit right now after falling behind 8-1 when the Bulldogs wrapped off 8 straight points. Franson up front for Shivers. Near the net and into net on Wickersham. And it's 11-5. The pass went right up near the net. Shivers kept it alive, and then Wickersham went for a hit on it, and it went into net. And so Marysville stays with the service up front, stuffed across, and the point good for Bartles again. The libero for Marysville, Alex Denner, serving, and another timeout for Clay Center. 12-5. Marysville leads it early in game number 1 of senior night in the Den. We're back in a moment.
At United Bank & Trust, we get it. Bank hours don't always fit into your schedule. With the United Bank & Trust mobile banking app, you can bank anytime, anywhere. At home, at work, or anywhere in between. You can perform convenient and secure transactions like mobile check deposit, transfer money between accounts, or see your balance instantly. Find it by searching for United Bank & Trust mobile app in your app store. Mobile banking with United Bank & Trust. It's banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lady Tigers struggling here early against Marysville, who's out to a 12-5 lead. And again, it is going to be Denner to serve it. Saved by Franson on the dig up front. Now they set it across. Haley Franson's front row pickup. Now the set up front for Franco. It's partially blocked by Wickersham. The pass from Franson to Shivers. Edwards will roll it across to the Bulldog side. Back row, Denner, flat-footed spike, pulls it wide. It's 12-6. Clay Center trailing by that 6-point margin. And back with service here. Wickersham to serve it. Janessa looks across. Serve on its way. Pass up front. Middle set, Bartles. Back row, and it finds the back edge Addie Craig took a shot at it, couldn't get to it, and to the point to Marysville. They lead 13-6. Franco will serve for Marysville. Nicole Franco, 5'10" junior. Her jump serve across and way long. It's now 13-7, so Clay Center gets service back in the point on the missed serve by the Bulldogs. Keely Franson to serve it. Picked up on the back row by Dinner. Here's Franco setting it across. Craig digs it. It is set up front now by Feith to Edwards. A good spike across, but Marysville still in the point. Craig trying to save it on the dig, diving in there, but it goes up against the wall above the Lady Tiger bench, and they trail 14-7. Both varsity matches live here on KCLY this evening. It will be Marysville back to serve it again. Hamill, the pass up front. Now it's set for Hamill on a spike as she finds the back row. Kathy Wright had the service. Clay Center a good give and go that time. The pass up front, Hamill, and then set right back across to Aaron as she planted it home on the other side. It's 14-8. Clay Center down by 6. Franco the dig from the other side. Edwards the serve. Set across now. Here's Feith to Shivers. Middle set. Hannah Ferguson winds it up and puts it away, and it's 14-9. Clay Center back within 5 off the plant that time from Hannah Ferguson. Good set from Shivers. Clara Edwards will continue with the serve. To the back row, Wright has it. Now middle set up front. Spike is going to be long. Good attempt that time from Shaylin Brown, but it is going to be Clay Center with the point now within 4, 14-10. They trailed 8-1, remember, early on. Here's a pass up front. Middle set again for Brown. Sets it across. Branson digs it out. Now it's picked up by the Bulldogs. Middle again for Brown. Blocked back by Ferguson. Point, Clay Center. It's 14-11. And now Marysville wants the timeout. Clay Center making a move. 14-11 down by 3 here on the Den. You're listening to Lady Tiger Volleyball on 100.9.
Central Valley Ag suggests before you put your next crop in the ground, put the full precision ag package to work for you. Field Reveal, a powerful, innovative software platform combined with the 4-step Central Valley Ag Advanced Profit System. You and your CVA field sales agronomist will put together seed selections, then use season-long field management to maximize your yield and profit. Get in touch with your nearest Central Valley Ag branch or go to cvacoop.com. Learn all about Field Reveal before you make plans for the next growing season.
Back again to the Den. Clay Center Lady Tigers trailed 8-1 and have really tried to battle their way back in it. Now within 3 at 14-11. They were up 1-0. First point, Wickersham to Ferguson. The two seniors got them up 1-0, and then 8 straight points for the Bulldogs. Here's the serve from Edwards. Set across. Ranson digs it out. Here's Gracie Feith up front. Hamill runs into the play. It is bumped across by Marysville. Now Ferguson with a spike, blocked by the Bulldogs. The play up front rolled across by Marysville. Edwards up front, Feith, middle set, Ferguson again, back corner and good. And the Lady Tigers right back within 2 at 14-12. Hannah Ferguson, who Coach Moran talked about in our pregame conversation, really starting to attack that middle. You can see it here tonight. Here's Marysville, the play up front for Payshaw. To the back row, picked up by Franson. Now it's Feith to Hamill, the wind up and spike across. Bulldogs have a play at net. No, it's going to be set across instead. Edwards digs it out. We've got a violation against Clay Center and a point back to Marysville. But Clay Center cuts a 7-point lead down to 2. Now make it 3 points, 15-12. It will be the Bulldogs to serve. Franson up front, Feith. Back set. Janae Shivers a spike across. Picked up front. Now the Bulldogs will play at net. Blocked back by Hamill. And now we've got a volleyball from that JV court that rolls across and ends up stopping play, and so Marysville will serve it again. To serve for the Bulldogs, Emma Peschel. 15-12, Clay Center down by 3. Here's Feith. Forearm set across to Ferguson. Back row set, picked up by the Bulldogs. They've got to play at net for Payshaw. She will pull it wide, though. And now back to a 2-point first game, 15-13. Janae Shivers will serve for Clay Center. Maddie Craig on the back row. You have Wickersham rotating in. Ferguson, Hamill, Franson out there as well. And the serve from Shivers. Pass up front, set across. Clay Center should have a chance here. Shivers to Hamill. Good spike across, partially blocked up front. Now the set up front for Marysville is going to be pushed across just with a forearm pass. Shivers, middle set, Ferguson again. And it's blocked, but Clay Center digs and stays alive. Now Ferguson the block up front. Marysville this time scrambling, and now set across, and did it stay in? It did. And they give the point to Clay Center. That should be 16-12, I believe. And it is a 4-point Bulldog lead. Quick serve across now by Marysville. Franson up front. Shivers sets it across. Short set. And it goes up front now for Franco, and she puts one across for the Bulldogs. Nicole Franco, the big wind-up and swing for the Bulldogs. And Marysville will keep service in the hands of Shaylin Brown. And they lead it now by 4. 17-13 is the official score. They need to sort out that scoreboard. Here's Shivers, the set up front. Wickersham spikes it across. Good look. Marysville digs it out. Play up front, and it is just long this time from Franco. And 17-14, Clay Center within 3. First game of the night. We'll have both varsity matches live. Here's Aaron Hamill to serve it, and it's going to go long. 18-14 now. Clay Center will trail by 4. And the serve back to the Bulldogs and Sydney Payshaw. Left-handed serve into net. Point Clay Center. It's 18-15. Anna Ferguson back to serve. Clara Edwards rotates in on the front row along with Franson and Wickersham. The serve from Ferguson. Set up front. Bartles picked up by Shivers. Now Wickersham to the middle. Clara Edwards has to set it across with 2 hands. Now the Bulldogs up front. Blocked nicely by Wickersham, but Franco had the angle and it goes out of bounds. 19-15. Clay Center down by 4 in our opening varsity match. The junior varsity match, by the way, Clay Center leading 19-14. To serve as dinner for Marysville. Franson to Shivers. Forearm set right back to Haley. Spike to the back row, picked up by Payshaw. Now the play up front. Wickersham again got a block on Franco, but it goes up and out of bounds, and the point to the Bulldogs. It's 20-15. Denner again will serve it. Franson to Shivers. Far side set. Here's Haley with the spike. Dug out by Payshaw and set across now. The good dig by Hamill. Back set. Wickersham winds it up. Blocked. Picked up. Shivers. Flat-footed spike to the back row. Payshaw, the pass up front. Here's Franco again. Sets it across Shivers. To Wickersham. Middle set. Clara Edwards drills one across, and it's 20-16. A freshman able to wind up and put one away. Clay Center down by 4, and Wickersham will serve it. Janessa on the back row. Set to serve with Maddie Craig and Aaron Hamill back there as well. You have Franson, Shivers, and Edwards up front. Here's a play at net, and misplayed by Marysville. Clay Center right back within 3, 20-17. Wickersham set to serve. Clay Center trailing by 3, and the serve just goes long. 21-17 Marysville. Gracie Thief is back in for Clay Center with the Bulldogs set to serve, and Nicole Franco will have that service. Jump serve to the back row. Craig, good dig. Thief, far side set. Shivers winds up, goes cross court. Dug out, though, by the Bulldogs. Set up front now, and blocked and dug by Franson. Blocked by Shivers, dug by Franson. Haley gets a flat-footed spike out of it. Now the play up front goes back row. Off the hit this time coming from Shaylin Brown. 22-17. Clay Center trails now by 5. Marysville threatening to take game 1. Franco serves. Craig to Thief. Far side set. Shivers. And a great spike across. Janae Shivers gives Clay Center the point. It's 22-18, down by 4. And Franson back to serve. Haley Franson into net. 23-18. And that puts the Bulldogs 2 points away from game 1. Marysville rotating in. Tabby Wright will rotate in to serve it. The senior brings it across. Hamill, tough get. Thief keeps it alive. And Edwards now rolls it across. Marysville's got a chance. Middle set up front. And it's Brown, but it's dug by Shivers. Now to Clara Edwards to the back row. Picked up there. Bulldogs have a play up front. It's set across. Craig to Fee. Far side set. Aaron Hamill running spike on its way. Picked up by the Bulldogs. Now set across up front. Here's Fee. Back set. Shivers. Blocked back across and good by Brown. Correction, Emma Peschel with the block that time. And now Marysville serving for game one. Here's Edwards. Winds it up. Spike to the back row and good. 24-19, down by 5. Play Center stays alive here in our first game of the night. Clara Edwards will drop back to serve for Play Center. On its way across it comes. Dug out back row. Forearm set up front. Payshaw is going to go long with the spike this time. And it's 24-20. Clay Center down by 4, trying to battle back here in game number 1. Edwards serve. Wright picks it up. Middle set. No, it's set across. Franson digs it up into the rafters, and that's going to be game point. Marysville wins game 1, 25-20 here on senior night from the Den. Stay with us. Second game of the evening coming your way from the Den after this.
TSI Kansas Incorporated has added another mechanic to our team, and we are able to expand our capabilities in taking care of our customers better. We know you depend on trucks and trailers with fall harvest coming up. You can trust us to service and repair your trucks and trailers so that you can keep up with the demand. From regular maintenance to repairing and replacing parts, our master mechanics get the job done. Call TSI Kansas Incorporated in Clay Center at 785-632-5183.
Crop Production Service is constantly looking for ways to help your bottom line grow. And with the Loveland products available, you'll get the results you want. From seed treatment and plant nutrition to fertilizer and crop protection, Crop Production Service offers top-of-the-line solutions to grow your crops, your bottom line, and your operation. Connect with your local CPS expert and experience the innovative products from Loveland. Crop Production Service, here to help you grow.
Does your household have monstrous internet demands? If too slow internet is driving you batty and your little devils are complaining about the connection, it might be time to upgrade your internet service. Twin Valley is offering a spectacular special on internet speeds to handle all the necessary devices. Choose gig internet for $99.95 a month or 100 megabits per second for $59.95. Call Twin Valley at 800-515-3311 and tame those monsters. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. See Twin Valley for details.
Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Center has the best therapy team in Central Kansas. With over 105 total years of physical therapy experience and 4 doctorates of physical therapy, they're sure to get you back in the game in no time. Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Therapy specialties include amputee and prosthetic therapy, dry needling, pediatric therapy, and joint replacement therapy. With a focus on patient care and individualized treatment, your physical therapy experience will be a positive one. Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Center of Manhattan. The greatest comebacks begin here.
Well, Clay Center fell behind 8-1, then really did battle back out within 2 a couple of times, kept it around that 3-point margin for the most part down the stretch, but eventually it would be Marysville winning 25-20 in that first game. And so now Clay Center back on the court, and they'll have the opening serve as Clara Edwards will serve it to begin this second game. Edwards, Franson, Wickersham, Ferguson, Shivers, Hamill, and an ace service to start for Edwards, and Clay Center out to a 1-0 start. Now, remember, they started the first game up 1-0, but it is an ace for Edwards. Now the serve across, handled by the Bulldogs. Play up front for Bartles, and a violation on Clay Center up in the nets, and it's a 1-1 tie. Back to serve will be Shaylin Brown. Serve across, dug out by Hamill. Here's Wickersham. The set across for Ferguson. She buries one on the other side. And Clay Center has the lead back at 2-1 in game number 2, down 1-0. It'll be Janae Shivers to serve. Maddie Craig, the libero, rotates in on that back row defensively. Shivers, serve across, just gets across the net, picked up by the Bulldogs. They'll roll it across to Clay Center. Here's Franson. Shivers, middle set. Ferguson again, this time just long. It's 2-2. 2-2 tie. Marysville will have the serve, and will be Sydney Payshaw to serve it. Across it comes Hamill. Shivers. Middle set. Ferguson winds it up. It is point Clay Center. They said it never crossed the tape. Maybe it was blocked by the Bulldogs, but instead point to Marysville. Now they lead it 3-2. Maddie Craig. Pass up front. Shivers to Hamill. And it's blocked back across. No correction. Was not blocked. It was again into tape. Now Clay Center down 4-2. Bayshaw will continue with the serve. Craig, pass up front. The freshman to Shivers. Here's Wickersham. Her spike is blocked back across by Bartles. And Clay Center down 4-2. And that'll give the service back to Marysville and Bayshaw. Left-handed serve across. Hamill, Shivers. Back set, back to Hamill. Goes cross-court with the winner. It's 5-3. Clay Center down by a couple. They'll get service back for Aaron Hamill. So Hamill and Shivers and Craig on the court right now from the back row. And Ferguson, Wickersham, Franson up front. Here's the pass from Franco. Spike across on its way from Sammy Bartles. And a point to Marysville. They lead it 6-3. And the Bulldog libero, Alex Dinner in the serve. Franson, Shivers, right back to Haley Franson, and her spike to the back row, dug out by Payshaw. Set across. Now it's going to be a chance here for Clay Center. Shivers to Ferguson. Yes, it was soft block up front, but it falls in behind the front row defensively. And the point to Clay Center down by 2. Ferguson back to serve it. Cross it comes. Pass up front. Mishandled for the Bulldogs. It's an ace for Hannah Ferguson. And Clay Center back within 1 now, 6-5. And the serve back left corner. Back up front, Bartles. Good dig by Hamill, keeps it alive. Here's Franson. Set across now by Shivers. Bulldogs, a play up front. Franco lines it up. Blocked back across by Wickersham. Now Franco again, dug out by Shivers. To Wickersham. Middle hit. Edwards, and it's blocked back and good by Nicole Franco. 7-5. Bulldogs lead it here in game number 2. Clay Center down by a couple, down 1-0. Franco serve. Just caught tape, threw the Lady Tigers off timing-wise. And that puts an ace across for Franco and the Bulldogs. It's 8-5. Nicole Franco back to serve it again. Well beyond the line, now runs into it. Jump serve. That is a second straight ace. The first one hit tape and threw the Lady Tigers off. This one just came with blistering speed. Clay Center didn't handle it. Now it's 9-5. Marysville lead by 4. Franco serve. Again, blisters across, and this is a third straight ace for the junior. Clay Center needs the timeout. They're down 10-5 in game 2, down 1-9. Stay with us. Lady Tiger Volleyball on KCLY does continue next.
Replacing a roof is a substantial undertaking. It's one of the biggest financial commitments a homeowner will make. But the long-term value of a solid, attractive, and leak-free roof is well worth it. McGee Roofing offers residential and commercial roofing replacement, along with guttering and siding. With the colors and textures available in siding, you can customize the look of your home or business. For roof replacement or repair, gutters and siding, McGee Roofing is committed to customer satisfaction. Call them for an estimate.
Marysville pretty dominant in the first game and a half anyway. They won 25-20, and now they're up 10-5, but the timeout does work, just pulling it wide after 3 straight aces was Nicole Franco, and Clay Center gets the point and the service back down by 4, 10-6. Janessa Wickersham to serve it. Dinner, pass up front. The set for Brown. Cross court, wide, and now Clay Center right back within 3. Wickersham again to serve it, one of the 2 Lady Tigers seniors on this team. Now a stop of play from the JV court. By the way, Clay Center JV did win the first game, down 10-7 in game number 2. Here's Peschel, the set for Bartles. Cross court, wide. Clay Center back within 2 now, 10-8. And Wickersham will continue the service. First serve across. Pass up front, Peschel. Far side set. Brown winds it up and finds a winner between 2 Tiger defenders. It's 11-8 now. Clay Center trailing by a triple. It will be Marysville's service. Tabby Wright comes in to make that serve. The senior brings it across. The pass up front from Hamill to Thief. Edwards has to set it across. Now the set up front for Payshaw to the back row, but long. Place it within 2, 11-9. Haley Franson will serve it. On its way across, and just dug out by Franco. Now set across for the Bulldogs. Franson up front. Forearm set from Thief for Hamill. And a good soft block up front. Marysville with a play at net now. Blocked by Edwards, but out of bounds. Brown got a good swing at it. Edwards got a good block, but out of bounds went that block. And Clay Center now down by 4, 13-9. Correction, 12-9, scoreboard says. Peschel to serve for the Bulldogs. Craig, good dig. Thief to Hamill. Cross court, picked up by Franco. Now stuffed up front. Edwards with the winner. The pass came across the top of the safe, and Clara Edwards put it away. It's 12-10. Clay Center down by a couple. And Edwards, after the winner up front, now steps back to serve it for the Lady Tigers. Almost mishandled. Now Marysville scrambling. They do get it across. No, it's out of bounds. Point, Clay Center within 1 now. The pass went outside the antenna, and Clay Center within 1 at 12-11. And Edwards will again serve it. First game, 25-20, Marysville. Game 2 here, it's 12-11. Clay Center down by 1, trying to stretch it to a third. Edwards to serve. Franco the dig. And now Marysville scrambling to keep this in play. They do. Edwards, good dig, diving in their feet. Forearm set. Hamill goes cross court. Franco the dig. Now the pass up front. Payshaw sets it across. Back row. It's Edwards who saves it, keeps it in play. Ferguson, big windup, and Marysville blocks it back. Now it's pushed across by Shivers. Back set up front. Pushed across, and finding open court is Aaron Raumbach, who was able to just set it into an open area. Now Marysville leads by 2, 13-11. Brown back to serve it for the Bulldogs. Maddie Craig caught a bit of the rafters up front. The spike across, though, off the set from Edwards. The set that time. Franson setting up Hannah Ferguson, who plants one across. It's 13-12. Clay Center still trailing, but now by just 1. Down 1 game to none. Janae Shivers back to serve it. Across it comes. Brown, the pass up front. They set for Franco, and she puts it in the net. It's a tie ball game, 13-13. Janae Shivers will serve. Across it comes. Oh, mishandled the back row. It's an ace for Shivers. And Clay Center has their first lead since 1-0. It's 14-13. Serve from Shivers up front. And stuffed back home by Ferguson. Clay Center now leads at 15-13. Marysville needs the timeout. Lady Tigers storming back. They lead by 2, 15-13 in the Den when we come back.
Hi, this is Maribeth Connor. Holiday gift giving can cause a big strain on your wallet. The Citizens National Bank has a whole new way to jumpstart on budgeting for next Christmas or any other special occasion that is in your future. The Citizens National Bank introduces its Reloadable Card. You tell us how much you want to save, and we'll set up regular transfers from your checking account to the Reloadable Card. It's that simple. Learn more about the Reloadable Card at the Citizens National Bank, downtown Clay Center, member FDIC.
15-13, Lady Tigers storming back here in Game 2 after losing the first one 25-20. Serve from Shivers across, pass up front, Peschel sets it for Franco, and it's blocked back and good. Hannah Ferguson again, and it's 16-13. Hannah, who just signed with the Bethany Swedes to play basketball next year at Bethany, doing it on the volleyball court tonight. It's big-time stuff here in this Game 2. Here's Franco again. And this time finds a winner on the front side. 16-14, Clay Center by 2. Game number 1 of our first match. The Lady Tigers lost Game 1, 25-20. Pass up front, Craig. Shivers now for Wickersham. Blocked back across, picked up by Franson. And wait a minute, they say now that was 4 hits. It was not blocked by Marysville, but went off the tape, and now 16-15. Both these teams looking for their first league win. Serve across from Payshaw. Up front, Ferguson has to set it across. Payshaw to Peschel. Now Franco, back corner and good, and it's 16-16. Franco's found a couple of winners there in the front court. Payshaw to serve it. Craig, the pass to Shivers. Back set for Hamill. Goes cross court and a winner. Aaron Hamill puts it across at 17-16. Play Center back up by 1 here. Coach Moran couldn't talk about how well they talk enough about how well they played this past Saturday in Council Grove. Here's Marysville in some trouble out of bounds. Clay Center leads it again by 2, 18-16. They beat state-ranked Santa Fe Trail in 3. They pushed Abilene to the limit. State-ranked Cowgirls ended up losing 29-27 that second game. And then also had the win against Council Grove. There's a pass up front, Hamill. Shivers. Ferguson again. It was cross-court. Dug out this time by Brown. Now set across for the Bulldog. Up near net. Stuffed back and in by Ferguson. It's 19-16. Play Center by 3. Lady Tigers trying to get to a game 3 here in this opening match of the night. And now Hamill goes into net on the service. And it's 19-18. 19-17, I should say. Clay Center by 2. Back to serve will be Alex Denner. Across it comes Franson, the Shivers. Right back to Haley, and it's blocked back across. Clay Center, though, keeps it alive. Ferguson sets it to the back row. Pass up front. Peschel to Bartles. Blocked by Ferguson, and near winner. Marysville does stay at the point. Here's Shivers. Seth Ferguson. Blocked up in the air this time by Bartles. Near net. Stuffed by Wickersham. But it's Marysville still in the point. Now blocked back across and good. The senior Janessa Wickersham plants one back against Nicole Franco, and it's 20-17. Clay Center by 3. Ferguson will serve it. Clay Center lost game 1, 25-20. Leading 2017. Ooh, tough serve from Hannah Ferguson, nearly an ace. And it is misplayed by the Bulldogs. That's the second ace of the night for Hannah. And now 21-17. Sets the service. She brings it across, and this time hits net. Clay Center, though, leads at 21-18. Back to serve, Franco for the Bulldogs. Jump serve across. Maddie Craig keeps it alive, so does Edwards. And then back to Craig. So the two freshmen out there keep Clay Center in this point. Here's Brown up front, blocked by Wickersham and Edwards, but blocked out of bounds. And it's 21-19. Clay Center leading by 2, down 1 game to none. Franco to serve. Hamill, good dig. Shivers, far side set. Franson winds it up, partially blocked. Now Marysville, forearm set for Brown, and it is kept alive by Franson, Shivers, and Franson. They're still in the point. Now up front, Bartles to the back row, and long. Clay Center's point, 22-19. Janessa Wickersham to serve it. Clay Center by 3 in game 2. And just getting it across, dug out by Payshaw. Play up front for Brown. Hamill, Wickersham, the set far side. Franson pulls it to the near side and just pulled it wide left, maybe a touch long. Good swing at it, though. It's 22-20. Marysville will have the service. Back to serve, Tabby Wright. Hamill up front, Wickersham. Middle set, Clara Edwards, and point good. Clay Center, 23-20. Haley Franson will serve it. Clay Center 2 points from sending this one to a third and deciding. Franson service across. Franco up front. Here's Peschel. The set for Payshaw, and she gets it across, set it over the defender's hands up front on the block. And just in front of the diving attempt on the back row by Clay Center. So 23-21 now. Peschel to serve. Here's Hamill. Pass up front, feet. Right back to Aaron Hamill. Cross court, picked up by Franco. Now, back row set up. Franco's spike is going to go long. Play center's got game point. 24-21. Clara Edwards to serve it. She had 3 straight aces earlier in this game. 24-21. Big serve here again. Marysville in the point, though, and it's blocked back across. Now saved in by Marysville. Here's Ferguson to Shivers, set across. Play up front, Peschel. Back set. Spike across, Branson to Shivers. Far side set, Aaron Hamill for the win. Yes! Play center wins at 25-21. And they will force a game 3 in our first match of the night. The Lady Tigers, who lost 20-25, now win at 25-21. A deciding game 3 is on the way next.
Did you capture a protein premium on your wheat this season? If not, it may be time to reconsider what you're planting. Oldie Seed is introducing several new varieties that will provide excellent yield and protein potential, and all varieties meet the Oldie Gold standard. Wheat technology is evolving, and planting one of the Oldie Seed top-yielding varieties or blends this season is the first step in achieving higher yields and increased income. Contact Oldie Seed today.
Prescriptions, homemade fudge, gifts, coffee, electronics, ice cream. You can find all these things under one roof at Patterson Health Mart Pharmacy and Radio Shack. While you're getting your prescription filled, browse through their greeting cards and gifts, or enjoy a scoop of your favorite ice cream. See what's new on the Radio Shack side, or check out equipment from the Durable Medical Supply. Patterson Health Mart Pharmacy and Radio Shack in Clay Center offers a great variety of products and services for convenient one-stop shopping.
As a farmer, every season brings with it a number of decisions to make. Right now, you're deciding what variety of wheat seed to buy and how many acres to plant. At Wilbur Ellis, we have the information you need on the latest seed technology, plant nutrition, and protection. We have wheat seed and cover crop seed with the right traits and genetics, along with multiple ways to apply them. Let us also supply your starter fertilizer and nitrogen. We're Wilbur Ellis and Reed Seed and Feed.
It's that time of year, time to clean up the yard, trim trees, overseed, and fertilize so your yard will rebound from a tough summer and look great next spring. Wall Street Value has rental equipment to help get it done, like dethatchers, core aerators, overseeders, and tillers. Wall Street Value also has grass seed and fertilizer, weed killer, and ground sterilizer to make your yard the best in the neighborhood. Stop in 7 days a week at Wall Street Value in beautiful downtown Clay Center.
Headed to a third game in this first match of the night. The Lady Tigers lost 20-25. After trailing 8-1, they battled back, got it close. But Marysville able to hold off that first game charge. But now in game number 2, 25-21, Clay Center. And we're just about set to start this third and deciding game. We'll have both varsity matches on the air tonight, as mentioned. And then we'll also have Sub-State coming your way on Saturday. It's a week from this Saturday, the 21st. That's back here in Clay Center. And so once the regular season wraps up, those pairing seedings will all be out, and we'll have coverage here on that October 21st. So a split in the first 2 games of match 1. We're underway in game number 3 as Clara Edwards brings it across for Clay Center. Here's Dinner from the back row, and she goes long. 1-0 Clay Center leads. Edwards the serve. Clay Center the lead, 1-0. Rubber game of this 3-game match. Marysville with a roll across. This will be a chance for Clay Center. Edwards to pass up front. Wickersham, far side set. Hamble winds it up and can't quite get the winner. Marysville does get it back across. Branson to Wickersham, and cross-court winner for Janae Shivers, and it's 2-0. Edwards can continue with the service. And a freshman match. Looks like they've just gone to a game 3. 25-23 in game 2 for Marysville, so that's going to a third game as well. Here's a play up front, Peschel, and almost blocked by Shivers. Now it is set across by Janae. Now the play up front for Payshaw, blocked back by Shivers and Ferguson. Now a back set up front, Bulldogs. Here's Edwards, the pass. Wickersham up front, set across by Ferguson. It becomes a winner. She hit it far enough back row. Franco trying to dive away from the nets and keep it alive with one hand. Did get a fist on it, but that was all. Clay Center out to a 3-0 lead. Edwards the serve. Franco up front. The set, outside hit on its way and good from Aaron Rombach. And it's 3-1, Clay Center the lead. And Brown will have the serve now for Marysville. Senior night here from the Den. The last of the season is on the road for Clay Center. Here's a pass up front. Oh, good dig on the stuff across by Maddie Craig, and then miscommunication between Franson and Wickersham. And it'll be a point to Marysville, 3-2. Brown to serve it. Hamill up front. Wickersham, the set for Ferguson. Outside hitter this time. And it's picked up by Brown. Here's Franco. Good dig by Craig. Somebody in the net. And it was Clay Center. So see the net moving. It was the Lady Tigers they called into the net. So we're tied at 3 on the penalty point. Brown the serve and an ace for Shaylin Brown of Marysville. 4-3 now. The Bulldogs have the lead after they've scored 4 straight points. Brown to serve again. This time it is Franson, Shivers, and Ferguson rolls it across. Marysville should have a chance. Peschel, far side set for Franco, and great dig by Franson. Back up front, Hamill to the back row. It's Dinner. Front to Peschel. Middle set for Rombach. Good dig by Wickersham this time. Now Hamill flat-footed spike across. Dinner to Peschel up front. And it's softly hit across and saved by Clay Center. Janae Shivers and Ferguson doing a great job. Now Marysville into net. Ferguson had the block. Franco, a terrific dig, but her momentum slid her underneath the nets and onto the Clay Center side of the court. Now Clay Center has it tied up at 4-4. Here's Shivers. Dinner. The set for Franco again. Soft spike across. Shivers digs it out. Wickersham's going to set it to the back row. Back up front. Franco again. Partially blocked by Ferguson. Partial dig by Hamill, but a big-time hit by Franco. And now it's 5-4. Clay Center trails by 1. The service goes back to Sydney Payshaw of the Bulldogs. Franson. The pass for Shivers. Back set. Hamill winds it up and almost put it away. Payshaw had to make a great dig. Now the stuff up front from Ferguson, and it's tied at 5. Aaron Hamill to serve. Clay Center has tied it back up 5 apiece. And the serve just goes long. Payshaw, a good decision. You could see her look with anxious eyes toward that back line, but it was just long. 6-5. Clay Center down by 1. The serve from Denner across. Bartle stuffs it. Craig digs it. Ferguson now to Franson, who will punch it across. Play up front now. Franco winds it up. Push back across. Blocked by Wickersham. And they roll it across as Marysville. The dig from Hamill. Shivers, forearm set up. Franson, good spike, but it's stuffed back across. Now Ferguson's going to wind up and the winner, and we're tied at 6. 6-6 tie. Anna Ferguson, another winner at nets, and she'll step back now to serve it. Across it comes. Here is a set across by Marysville. Ferguson to Shivers. Back set. No, she set it across. Marysville, though, has it. Bartles up front. Dug out by Hamill. Now Shivers. Far side set. Franson again goes into net. And a point to the Bulldogs. Back to serve it will be Nicole Franco. Serve across, and it is good, they say. Lady Tigers called out. They backed away from it, but they say it's good. It's 8-6, the ace from Nicole Franco. Marysville by 2. And a false service into net. Clay Center gets the point and the serve back. They trail by 1, 8-7. Janessa Wickersham to serve. Here's the serve across, and a near ace. It is an ace. The senior Wickersham gets an ace on the serve, and we're tied at 8. 25-20 game 1. It was Marysville. 25-21 Clay Center game 2. So here in game 3, the race for the match to 25. Peschel to Bartles. Back row. Craig digs it. Wickersham keeps it alive, and it's rolled across now by Shivers. Peschel to Brown up front, and good dig by Wickersham to Craig. Now Edwards rolls it across. Dug out by Denner. Up front, Bartles again. To the back row, out of bounds. Marysville says it was tipped. The officials say it was. And that'll be point to Marysville, 9-8. So the Bulldogs get service and the lead by 1. Tabby Wright back to serve. Gracie Fief rotating in for the Lady Tigers. And the serve right into net, so we're tied again at 9. And that'll be Haley Franson to serve it. Up front near Ace, it's set across. Here's Franson to Fief, far side set. Hamill lines it up and just pulled it long. Has the open court and just couldn't quite get it to duck in there. It's 10-9. The Bulldogs have the serve. Across it comes from Peschel. Good dig by Craig. Good dig again by Fief now. Set across by Maddie Craig. Up front, Brown lines it up. Blocked by Edwards, but out of bounds. 11-9. Bulldogs now by 2. And Peschel will keep the service. 11-9. Game 3. Here's Fief, the set up front. Hamill into net. And it's 12-9. Bulldogs again to serve. Across it comes. Oh, and an ace from Peschel. And now a timeout on the court. 12-9 or 13-9, placing her down here in Game 3 of our first match. Stay with us. More on the way next.
When you grow corn or soybeans for a living, you're always looking for the latest advances to help your fields be more profitable. That's why it's time to turn to Channel. When you plant elite Channel seed products, you also get the services of your very own Channel seedsman. You see, your seedman works with you year-round to make the most of your operation.
For customized service, expert advice, and elite seed products, contact Colton with Frontier Ag Supply, 785-630-0596.
Lady Tigers and Bulldogs back on the court. Emma Peschel to serve it again for Marysville, who now has opened up a 4-point lead after Clay Center had grabbed a 1-point lead of their own. Franson, the pass up front. Fief, middle set. Clara Edwards lines it up, blocks back across, and in for Marysville. They are now up 14-9. Bulldogs continue with the serve for Peschel. She's had a good run going. Serve across. Craig trying to keep it alive. Shivers. Now Franson, no, they went out of play. And so 15-9, placing her down by 6. Serve from Peschel again. Dug by Craig this time. Set across by Fief. Now the push across to the back row. Fief up front. Shivers. Far side set Hamill. To the back row. Just long. 16-9. Clay Center's fallen behind by 7 here in the third game. After winning game 2 to stretch it to 3, 25-21, they trail 16-9. There's an ace service across from Peschel. Man, it seems like she served forever in this game. She'll keep the serve. Serve across, and just hit tape, but dug out by Franson. Here's Fief to Hamill. Soft block up front. A play for Payshaw. And the dig by Hamill on a pancake dig, and then keeps it alive, following with one arm. Craig the dig off the block up front. Hamill again sets it across back row. Denner has it. Back row set up for Franco. The spike. Craig. Pass up front. Fief. Forearm set. Hamill. And almost got it across, or winner. It was saved by the Bulldogs. Now Shivers a good dig. Here's Edwards up front. Cross court winner and good. 17-10. Boy, credit Erin Hamill. She dives with her palm flat to the floor, pancake save, and then when one arm save on that same play to get it across, and eventually the Lady Tigers get the win on the Clara Edwards hit. But down 17-10. Edwards serve a good one. Bulldogs roll it across. Should be a chance for Clay Center. Ferguson to Fief. Far side set. Hamill again into net, and it's 18-10. Marysville now the lead by 8. To serve it for the Bulldogs will be Brown. Oh, big-time serve, and Franson digging it on the back row. Could not dig it out. 19-10 now, Marysville. Game 3. Stay with us. Time out on the court. You're listening to Lady Tiger Volleyball on KCLY.
Steve, I don't know what to do. I just realized I lost my debit card. Download the USB mobile app and use your debit card on and off feature to shut your card off now. Okay, I can do that. What will I do in the meantime? I need my card. Just swing by the main bank. We can print you a new one in minutes. Great, thanks. Union State Bank is the best. Use the mobile app or internet banking to check your account for unauthorized activity. We also offer email alerts whenever your card is used. Be sure to check your statements when you receive it. This is Brandy Lippert and Alicia Lenhart with Union State Bank, member FDIC.
Play Center had a lead almost to the 10-point mark by 1, and then Marysville just kind of took off. They lead 19-10 now. The serve across from Brown, dug out by Franson. To Feith. Here is Ferguson. Big-time hit, but it's picked away by the Bulldogs. Still in the play. Feith again at the middle. Ferguson one more time. And the Bulldogs keep it alive. Franson. Now up front, Shivers blocked back across, dug out by Craig. Franson to Hamill, dug out by Denner. Now the set up front, Franco pulls it wide. It's 19-11. Play Center hanging in here. They'll have service back. Bulldogs do lead it 19-11. Janae Shivers to serve for Clay Center. Across it comes. Bulldogs to play for Franco. Blocked by Wickersham, but out of bounds. And that puts it 20-11. Payshaw to serve for the Bulldogs. Hamill, Shivers, middle set. Ferguson winds it up, and she's got another winner in the middle. 20-12. Hamill will keep the serve. We'll see if the Lady Tigers can get something going here. Aaron Hamill to serve it. Now they're going to rotate in Lexi Libby to serve. 5'4" sophomore to give Hamill a break. If Libby can get something going here with the service, across it comes. And it just catches the tape and falls back down on the Lady Tigers side. It's going to be 21-12. Denner to serve it for the Bulldogs. Patty Craig lets it go, and it's long, 21-13. Play Center down by 8 here. See if they can make a charge before giving the Bulldogs any more points, nearing 25. There's a play up front for Bartles. Shivers the dig. Wickersham, middle set. Edwards has to set it across. Bulldogs now with the play up front for Franco, and she goes back row, but long, 21-14. Big time hit by Franco, but long. And Play Center has the service back, still with Hannah Ferguson. Good serve. Marysville scrambling. Denner, gutsy hit from the back row, and now Play Center has to push it across and does to stay alive. And now Franco gets this soft spike across for a point. It's 22-14. And that'll put Franco back to serve it. 22-14 Bulldogs, game 3. Pass up front, Shivers across to Franson. And a winner for Haley Franson. And it's 22-15, Wickersham back to serve. So Janessa will have the serve. Bulldogs have the 22-15 lead in game 3. First varsity match of the evening. Here is the serve across. Pass up front, Payshaw to Peschel. Brown with the spike, and the dig by Maddie Craig. Wickersham, Franson, and another winner for Haley, and it's 22-16. So maybe some life here for Clay Center in this third game. They were down by 8, now within 6. Wickersham again to serve. Toward that back row, and they let it go long. It's 23-16. Feith back in. Wickersham out. Tabby right in for the Bulldogs to serve as Bartles goes out. 23-16. Serve to the back row, it's Hamill. To Feith. The set across, Janae Shivers. The spike, dug out by Wright. Now up front is Payshaw. Soft spike across. Shivers. Far side set. Franson again. Yes! Haley Franson on a roll right now. That is 3 straight hits she's had for winners up front. Play Center down by 6 here, 23-17. They need to keep serve for a few points to give themselves a real chance in this third game. Here's a play up front for Brown. Partially blocked. Eddie Craig got a hand on it after the big-time hit by Brown, but it goes back against the back wall. It's 24-17. Now Marysville serves with match points. Freshmen also lost their third game 15-10 in the Marysville matchup. Thief to Hamill. And it crawls across. Now back to Clay Center. Edwards spikes it across, and a winner, Clay Center. 24-18. Down by 6. They fight off one match point. Another match point coming here. See if the Lady Tigers can hold serve. Edwards, service across. Good one. Dug out, though, by Payshaw. Play up front. And it's blocked across. That should be a winner, Clay Center. Point, Lady Tigers. 24-19. Now the Bulldogs will rotate Bartles back into the game. For correction, Denner actually ends up being on the court as the libero. Here's Edwards with the serve. Denner to Peschel. Now Payshaw sets it across. Chance for Clay Center. Franson, Wickersham, middle set. Hannah Ferguson goes cross court. Marysville stays alive. Just getting it across. Here's Edwards. Peace. Ferguson again, and one more time, Marysville somehow stays in the point. Here's Franson to Wickersham. Once more for Ferguson. Now she'll set it to the back corner. Franco digs it out. Now a play up front for the Bulldogs. Blocked back home by Ferguson. Not to be denied. Hannah Ferguson up in the middle gets the block in the winner. It's 24-20. So Clay Center, who was down 24-17, facing match point, now down 24-20. Again, the serve from Edwards. Pass up front. Peschel. Set across. Here's Ferguson to Thief. Middle set. Ferguson one more time. And yes! 24-21. And Marysville says maybe we should talk about this. A time out on the court. Clay Center trying to stay alive here in Game 3. They trail by 3, facing match point when we come back.
You may already know Angus is a breed of cattle known for producing beef with superior taste. But you may not know that only 3 in 10 Angus cattle meet the standards for certified Angus beef. Ray's Apple Market now offers the best of the best from the certified Angus beef brand, which comes from a network of family farmers in rural communities. Experience certified Angus beef, available at Ray's Apple Market. The marbling makes all the difference. From our family ranchers to your family table.
Out of the timeout by Marysville. Clay Center trying to battle back here. Here's Ferguson again, and another winner, 24-22. Clay Center has fought off now 5 match points. Edwards again to serve it. Marysville, the pass up front. Peschel, back set. Brown, great dig by Edwards. Ferguson will roll it across. Now the stuff back and good by the Bulldogs, and they do get the win on the hit by Aaron Romback. 22-24. The Tigers just dug too big of a hole to climb back out of, although they got really, really close in that third game. Stay with us. We'll come back in just a moment, kind of wrap up where we're at, let you know what's still to come tonight on KCLY following this.
Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement in Concordia reminds you that brutal winter days will soon be here. You're almost out of time to have your roof replaced before the cold weather season arrives. Roof work must be completed with daytime temperatures of at least 45 degrees in order to avoid long-term problems with adhesiveness. Learn more at GeislerRoofing.com.
This is Dallas Hasselmack, and Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement has you covered with more than 38 years experience.
Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement. We got you covered.
Having trouble understanding your internet connection? Just think of it in terms of water. The size of a water hose determines how quickly you get water, and the same goes for your internet. A garden hose pumps out less water than a fire hose, just like a 5 meg connection loads pages slower than a 20 meg. At the end of your hose is a sprinkler, which is equivalent to your router. If your sprinkler is old and clogged, it can only push out so much water, no matter how big of a hose it's connected to. For best results, be sure your router is up to date. For more questions, check out our website at bluevalley.net.
Whether you're buying, building, remodeling, or refinancing, your home is a major investment in your life. At United Bank and Trust, we understand how important it is to work with someone who cares. Our loan officers have the experience it takes to make the process a smooth one. Come in for a visit or start online by filling out a loan application at ubankonline.com in as little as 20 minutes. Mortgage lending with United Bank and Trust. It's banking for your way of life. Member FDIC.
Valley Ag suggests before you put your next crop in the ground, put the full precision ag package to work for you. Field Reveal, a powerful, innovative software platform combined with the 4-step Central Valley Ag Advanced Profit System. You and your CVA field sales agronomist will put together seed selections, then use season-long field management to maximize your yield and profit. Get in touch with your nearest Central Valley Ag branch or go to cvacoop.com. Learn all about Field Reveal before you make plans for the next growing season.
The Lady Tigers struggled, obviously, at times, but played really, really strong at times as well. They lost 20-25 in the first game. That was after trailing 8-1. They almost got back in that one. Then they came back and did win 25-21 to push a game 3. And then facing 24-17, they fought off 6 match points before eventually losing 25-22 in that final game. So they lose match 1 tonight to the Marysville Bulldogs, and what was expected to be a very evenly matched contest certainly has been that through the first match. We will be back on later this evening when the second varsity match is set to go. I'll keep you posted here on KCLY and also on our social media sites, say Sports Voice Rocky and the Twitter account, so you can know when those matches should be getting set to work. And the Lady Tigers losing 3 in a really hard-fought match against the Bulldogs, 20-25, 25-21, 22-25. Stick around. We'll be back later on this evening with more of your coverage of Lady Tiger Volleyball on KCLY.
Back on our pre-match conversation with Coach Robert Moran as Lady Tiger Volleyball at home for the last time in the regular season this year, hosting the Marysville Bulldogs. Coach, let's look back to this past weekend as we welcome you into our conversation, and I guess probably could be stated the best performance you guys have had this year against some really quality opponents in Council Grove.
It really was. We knew going into pool play that we were going to have a tough go of it with Abilene and Santa Fe Trail for sure in there. We felt like we were going to be able to get Council Grove, so we knew, of course you always tell your girls, if you win 2 out of 3 in pool play, you pretty much have the opportunity to move on. Well, we did what we wanted to do, and unfortunately we got caught up in the tiebreaker and didn't advance. But I think the win against Santa Fe Trail was probably our best win of the year. They've been ranked all season long and are a 20-plus win team, and I think we played Abilene really tough and had opportunities there that we let get away. But it was to come out 2-1 in that pool, I thought was pretty good. It's just unfortunate that we couldn't advance into bracket play.
While you're playing good, would have been nice to keep playing on the court on that day on Saturday. But as you said, you guys played really well against 2 state-ranked teams, both Abilene, Santa Fe Trail, state-ranked through the year. I think it was key, just looking at the score. Obviously, I wasn't there at the matches on Saturday, but we've seen so many of those sets and even matches where you've been really close and not been able to quite get over the hump or close the deal. You did that against Santa Fe Trail. Those were really close games, and you still were able to finish it off and win it in 3.
They were, and the first game first set against Santa Fe was, I think, 29-27, I believe, and it was one of those that if we had opportunities to win it earlier, and then we had opportunities to lose it, and if you look back at the way the season's been going, those were the kind of games we were losing and not able to get over the hump, and that was nice to get over the hump there. And in that final set, I thought we played, from start to finish in that final set, we played probably one of our most complete games of the year to finish that one out.
Let's talk a little bit about what you saw. I'm going to start defensively. I've heard a couple people that were at the matches talk about how you guys scrambled well, got to some maybe some shots that you've let go or not been able to kind of clean up and stay in a point. And those things, when you stretch those points out further and further, you get a better opportunity to end up with the score on your side.
It really does. And, like I said, just going after balls that maybe we weren't able to get earlier in the year. And, sometimes people look at those and think, it's just 1 point here and there, and it's not a big deal. But when you look at all the close games we've had throughout the year, that 1 or 2 points makes a difference for us. And when we can get them to fall on our side, some of those wins will start coming our direction, we hope.
And then up at the net, we're seeing more and more balance, I think maybe is a good word for it, amongst the guys or the gals on the outside and in the middle as well.
Yeah, we are. We're getting, we were pretty heavy sometimes to start the year. It seemed like on the outside, And now we've started to kind of spread that out along the middle and the outside, and even some of our inexperienced players are getting in the mix as well, and putting up some numbers that we weren't getting earlier in the year. So I do feel like we're, at this time of the season, we're hitting that balance that you'd like to see, and makes it tougher to defend on the other side.
Let's talk about this Marysville team you guys will meet up with tonight. What do you know about the Bulldogs coming in out of the league?
Just from what I'm seeing in their scores and the teams they're playing and everything like that, I think they're almost a mirror image of us. They're struggling to get wins just like we are, but I look at some of the common opponents that we've had, and they've beaten some of the same teams we've beaten, and then they've lost to the same teams we've lost to. So I expect it to be a tough, quality match. Anytime it's a league match, obviously we want to do well, and we're sitting right now. We haven't won a league match this year, and so this is our last chance to get that. So we definitely would like to put up a couple league wins to get that 0 out of the win column there. But I expect it to be a tough league match, just like usual, and both teams fighting to get as many wins as they can heading into sub-state to up the seeding if possible.
Well, you mentioned sub-state. It is approaching pretty quickly, although you've got, I think, 3 more events still to go at the varsity level. So I know we'll talk more about your seniors, but it is senior night, and it's special for your team and for you, I know, and your staff to see these 2 seniors of such a young team to come out and have been such a big part of what volleyball is about.
Oh, definitely. Our 2 seniors, Hannah Ferguson in the middle, has really started to come on and be more dominant at the net, which is what we need her to be for us. And on both sides, not only offensively but also defensively, she's picking up a few more blocks. And then Janessa Wickersham has been just a solid force for us all year long, pretty steady. Plays a nice role, doesn't make a lot of mistakes, tries to be in the right place all the time. So, and her serving's been very consistent for us throughout the year. So both of them have been big contributors to our season, and it's definitely, when we talked the other night, I talked the other night with them about seniors and last time at home and everything like that, and it's going to be a special time for them.
Absolutely. Coach, as always, we really appreciate the time. Let's go get them tonight.
All right. Thank you very much.
We'll be back with more of Lady Tiger Volleyball on KCLY.
It's that time of year, time to clean up the yard, trim trees, overseed, and fertilize so your yard will rebound from a tough summer and look great next spring. Wall Street Value has rental equipment to help get it done, like dethatchers, core aerators, overseeders, and tillers. Wall Street Value also has grass seed and fertilizer, weed killer, and ground sterilizer to make your yard the best in the neighborhood. Stop in 7 days a week at Wall Street Value in beautiful downtown Clay Center.
Welcome back again to the Tigers Den. Rocky Dunning along with our studio engineer Bernie Fancella, just about set for our second varsity match of the night. There is one JV match still going on. The Lady Tigers did win the first of that game of that match, but it's the Clay Center Lady Tigers on the varsity court, just about set to go. They had the senior night for Hannah Ferguson and Janessa Wickersham earlier, and a presentation to Coach Robert Moran, who earlier this year had his 400th victory at the varsity level. Here's Claire Edwards to start us off. The Lady Tigers are underway in the second varsity match, lost in 3 in match number 1. And there's a big hit from Alex Denner, and the Lady Tigers will not be able to return. The hit from the libero on the back row. Got a good spike at it. Clay Center just didn't handle the pass, down 1-0. The serve will be Brown. Shaylin Brown for the Bulldogs. Good dig by Franson. Back row spike, flat-footed from Aaron Hamill across. Now the set up front, Franco winds it up. It's blocked, and across for Shivers. Now back it comes to Clay Center. Hamill again to the back row. Denner pulls it out. Now it's a set for Franco once more. She will pull it wide left. Shivers, Ferguson, both in the area, and it's a 1-1 tie. And Shivers will drop back to serve it for the Lady Tigers. Serve on its way across. Back row pass from Brown. Now the set in the middle for Rombeck. It's saved by Maddie Craig. Hamill cross-court winner. The Lady Tigers go up 2-1. Went short angle from the left side to the right, and the Lady Tigers had that 2-1 advantage. As Shivers again will serve it. On its way across it comes. Center just pulls it out on the dig. Now the set up front for Franco, and she pulls one down that near side for a winner. It's 2-2. First game of our second match. The Lady Tigers lost in 3 in match number 1. And are tied at 2 apiece here with a serve from Payshaw pulled wide. 3-2. Clay Center leads it. Now, in the first game of the first match, the Lady Tigers fell behind 8-1, and then came back and lost 20-25, won 25-21, and then fought off 6 match points in the third game before eventually losing 22-25. They get up front for Sammy Bartles at Marysville, and it's a 3-3 tie. And it's going to be the libero, Alex Dinner, to draw back and serve. Dinner set to work. Gets the whistle and now brings it across. Craig and Franson both go for it. Craig has it. Now Hannah Ferguson angles away from the blocker Bartles that time, and the winner is in. It's 4-3. And Hannah Ferguson, one of the 2 Lady Tiger seniors on this court tonight, back to serve at 4 Play Center. Janessa Wickersham also on the court up on that front row. Serve across, dug out by Franco. Back row set up for Payshon. It goes long. It's 5-3. Play Center by a couple of points now. Ferguson again to serve. Pass up front. Middle set, Bartles, and she finds a winner between 2 defenders on the back row. By the way, the Play Center JV now leading 19-17 in the second game. They won the first one. Keep you posted on that one as well. Here's the jump serve across from Franco. Franson keeps it alive. Play Center gets it across. Great get from Wickersham. And now she gets to it again to keep it in play. Now the play up front. What a dig from Maddie Craig in the back row. Up front it comes for Franson. The spike is going long. And Play Center's lead drops by another point. Franco to serve it. We're tied at 5. Franco with that serve. The junior brings it across. Hamill up front. Shivers. Outside set for Franson. Blocked back. Dug by Hamill. Now pushed across by Shivers. Back up front it comes. Far side set Brown. Great dig by Hamill. And up into the rafters. Just missed times when it comes out of there. And Wickersham unable to handle that one. Play Center falls behind by 1, 5-6. And Franco again will serve. This time a shorter serve. Hamill Shivers to Franson. And it's blocked back across. And it's going to be a 7-5 Marysville lead. They won it in 3 games the first match. They lead here 7-5, game number 1 of our second varsity match. Hamill pass up front. Here's Shivers, forearm set. Franson again winds it up, this time soft spike across. Back row, passed up front from Dinner, then set across. Franson to Shivers. Middle set for Clara Edwards, and it goes long. And it's going to be 8-5 now. Marysville leads by 3. Lady Tigers has the early lead at 4-2, and now trails 5-8. Franco service, Franson, Shivers, right back to Haley up on the front, but missed time between the two. Took her too far into the net. Franson never got a swing at it. Now 9-5 Marysville. Franco will bring it. Franson, Shivers, forearm set, goes up front, and then Franson has to set it across. Now the middle set for Bartles. And it is out of bounds, and that's point Clay Center. The Lady Tigers get the point in the service back and trail by 3, 9-6. JV matchup now has gone 21-20. Marysville leading that second game. Here's the serve from Wickersham. Senior brings it across, passed up front. The set for Bartles. Partially blocked, Shivers. Wickersham sets it up near the net, and no chance for Edwards to go get it. 10-6 now. The Lady Tigers down by 4. Gracie Thief will rotate in defensively. The server will be Tabby Wright for the Bulldogs. Hamill, trouble handling it. Shivers runs it down, but goes out of play to do so. And now it's 11-6. Marysville has a lead of 5 here in its first game. Wright to serve again. Craig, the pass up front. Thief, middle set. Edwards winds it up. It's blocked back across. Good dig by Franson. Now the block by Edwards. Direction it goes on the Lady Tigers side of the net. Looks like she had a block at it. Now it's 12-6. Marysville leads. Timeout on the court. You're listening to Lady Tiger Volleyball on 100.9.
When you grow corn or soybeans for a living, you're always looking for the latest advances to help your fields be more profitable. That's why it's time to turn to Channel. When you plant elite Channel seed products, you also get the services of your very own Channel seedsman. You see, your seedman works with you year-round to make the most of your operation.
For customized service, expert advice, and elite seed products, contact Colton with Frontier Ag Supply, 785-630-0596.
Clay Center has fallen behind here in a 12-6 matchup. Game number 1 of our second varsity match. And after the timeout, though, it's a missed serve out of bounds by Wright. And Clay Center down by 5, 12-7. It'll be Haley Franson to serve it for the Lady Tigers. Maddie Craig and Gracie Feet on the back row with her. Up front it comes. Play at the middle net. Good dig by Maddie Craig. Keeps it alive. Now it's going to be Shivers rolling it across. Marysville. Middle set again for Shaylin Brown. And it's blocked back by Edwards. Point Clay Center. Lady Tigers back within 4. It's 12-8. And Franson again will serve. Play on the opposite court. The JV's tied it up 23 apiece. Here's the serve for Franson. Back row set for Franco. Dug out by Thief. Now Clay Center does set it across by Janae Shivers. Middle set. Brown winds it up. Angles at end. Cross-court winner. Kind of went backhanded side, if you will. And it's now 13-8. Marysville will lead by 5. Serve coming from Emma Peschel for the Bulldogs. Tied at 24 in that JV matchup, game number 2. Here's Hamill. Flat-footed spike to the back row, dug out by Franco. Now they set up front. Spikes across an open court. Kind of a missed hit by Rombeck, but finds open territory against the Lady Tiger defense. 14-8. Marysville leads game number 1. Peschel again to serve it. Cross it comes. Maddie Craig the pass up front. Thief trying to keep it in play, ended up sliding underneath the net, and now it's 15-8. Clay Center down by that 7-point margin, and Peschel again to serve for the Bulldogs. Serve across, and it tips net. Great get by Craig off the net service, and now Hamill with the spike across, and it's a violation against the Bulldogs trying to keep that in play. 16-8 the score. Clay Center trailing with the serve. The hands of Claire Edwards. Cross it comes. Pass up front. And a back set for Brown. Cross court. Feed pushes it back across the net. Now up front it comes. Set across to Clay Center. Here's a chance for the Lady Tigers. Franson to Feed. Now to Hamill. The spike on its way. And a winner again for Clay Center. And they're back within 5 at 15-10. JV, Clay Center's gone up 25-24, so they have match points right now. The Lady Tigers trailing 15-10, but have had a couple of points in a row. Almost a mishandle on the service from Edwards. Now Clara passes up front. Here's Steve. Hannah Ferguson puts it across for a winner. The Lady Tigers are back within 4. It's 15-11. The JV match now goes to 25-25. That's in game 2. Lady Tiger varsity in game 1. Great serve from Edwards. An ace service. And the Lady Tigers have wrapped off 4 in a row. And they're back within 3 points. 15-12. Freshman Edwards again to serve. Across it comes. And Denner, last second decision. And it's an ace again for Edwards. That's 2 in a row. And this is all of a sudden a 3-point contest, or 2-point contest. 15-13. Time out on the court. You're listening to Lady Tiger Volleyball on 100.9.
Clay Center Tiger Volleyball on KCLY is brought to you in part by Central Valley Ag, McGee Roofing, Ray's Apple Market, Twin Valley, Wilbur Ellis Reed Seed and Feed, Patterson Health Mart Pharmacy and Radio Shack, Oldie Seed Farms, and Citizens National Bank of Clay Center, Greenleaf, Concordia, and Belleville.
Fellow Clay Centerites, the Union.
Back again, we bring you to the den. It's a 15-13 matchup right now. Game number 1 for the Lady Tiger varsity. The JV just winning their match in 2 straight games. They won it 27-25 in that second game. Here's a serve from Claire Edwards. She's had 2 straight aces. Now Marysville will have a hit at net, and it's blocked back across by Shivers, and now rolled across for the Bulldogs. Ferguson to Feed. Middle set. Hannah winds it up. Another win for Clay Center, and they are within one. Clara Edwards is on a roll serving right now, had 2 straight aces. Hannah Ferguson at the middle net. Aaron Hamble on the outside have been getting it done up front for Clay Center. Here's the Bulldogs with a chance at net. To the back row long. We are tied. 15-15. Clay Center trailed 15-8 beginning this run. We wrapped off 7 straight. Serve across. Pass up front. Far side set. And it's partially blocked by Shivers. Saved by Edwards. Now the setup for Hamill. Blocks out of bounds. Clay Center with the lead. Rombeck had the hit on it. The Lady Tigers Shivers got a soft block on it. Then Clay Center got a play at net for Aaron Hamill. And they lead at 16-15. 8 straight points for the Lady Tigers. Game 1 of your second match on senior night. Edwards, the freshman, brings it across. Marysville will just roll it across to Clay Center. Here's Ferguson to be back set looking for Shivers, and she will just get it kept in bounds by the Bulldogs. Looks like a winner for a moment, and they scramble pretty nicely. Here's Ferguson again, back row, just long. Tied at 16. Correction, that was tipped by Marysville to 17-15 Lady Tiger lead. So the winner by Ferguson. Serve across. It's Marysville. Still no play at net. They roll it to the back row. Here's Edwards. Feed. Set for Shivers again. Back row, just long. This time it is 17-16. Clay Center leads it by 1. But a great run from Claire Edwards, who just stepped out. That's 9 straight service points. 2 of those were aces. And then they got the rest of it done up at net. Here's the Craig with the dig to Fee. Forearm set middle to Aaron Hamill. He goes long. We're tied at 17. Clay Center trailed 15-8 and then wrapped off 9 straight points. Now tied at 17 apiece. Here's Fee. The outside set for Ferguson. Tried to go cross-court. What a great dig from Franco that time. Now Craig with the play up front for Fee. Again to Hamill. This time to the back row and good. Aaron Hamill another winner, and it's 18-17 Clay Center. Janae Shivers back to serve. Janessa Wickersham rotates in on the front row, along with Aaron Hamill, Hannah Ferguson. Then you have Haley Franson and Maddie Craig, along with the server Janae Shivers on the court for Clay Center. Here's Franco. The wind-up blocks back by Ferguson, just angled out of bounds. Tied at 18. Payshaw will serve it for the Bulldogs. 18-18 tie, game 1 of your final match of the night. Set from Shivers to Ferguson to the back row. Dug out there by Payshaw. Set across by the Bulldogs. Ferguson to Shivers. Outside set for Hamill. Yes! The Lady Tigers up 19-18. Then Aaron Hamill will rotate to the back row to serve. That puts Franson, Wickersham, Ferguson up front. Craig and Shivers on the back row with Hamill. And the serve out of bounds, 19-19. And to serve it, Denner for the Bulldogs, dug by Franson. Ferguson sets up Franson for the spike. A good one, but dug out by the Bulldogs. Now they play up front. Ferguson, good block on Franco. Now back it comes to Franco again. She goes long, and Clay Center the first to 20, 20-19. 20-19. Serve across from Hannah Ferguson here. Now set across for the Bulldogs. Hamill to Shivers up near the net, and Clay Center will not be able to get it across. 20-20. The serve now for Nicole Franco. Maddie Craig, good dig. Shivers, forearm set for Franson. The spike to the back row, dug out there by Payshaw. Now up front it comes. Brown, a big hit, but Hamill digs it out. Now it's Franson again, blocks back by Bartles, but Clay Center digs it out. Here's Wickersham. It just won't crawl across the tape. And it's a 21-20 lead now for Marysville. Back and forth they go. Bulldogs had the big lead. Clay Center storming back. And now fighting to stay alive. Maddie Craig digs it out and gets a winner out of it. The ball dipping on the serve, and she went down sliding in for it. Just got enough of it to clear the tape, and it found the sideline. We're tied at 21. Serve from Wickersham. Bolts across. Pass up front. Play for Brown. Into net. Play center leads 22-21. Lady Tigers has a lead back. Wickersham to serve it. One of the two Lady Tigers seniors. They serve across. They stop play, though, because of the volleyball from the adjacent court that rolled onto the Lady Tiger varsity court. Wickersham again to serve. Another bullet across. Here's the set up front for Brown, and we have a violation against play center. 22-22, game one. Lady Tigers lost in 3 to Marysville the first match. Tied at 22s here. And Tabby Wright in the serve for Marysville. Across it comes, barely. France in the dig. Now to Shivers. Clara Edwards will have to roll it across. Bulldogs may have a play at net in the middle for Brown, and it's blocked back across, stuffed in there by Clara Edwards. Now the Lady Tigers lead 23-22. Franson will serve. Passed up front. Middle set for Brown. Blocked again, but Brown digs this one out. Now set to the back corner, and a winner. Just able to throw it over the top of the Lady Tiger defense was Emma Peschel, and the setter gets the point. This is a 23-23 game one. Peschel will serve. Craig the pass up front. Here's Spieth. The set for Hamill. Aaron winds it up, puts one across. Picked up by the Bulldogs. Now they have a play up front. Payshot sets it across. Franson to Spieth. Far side set. Hamill again runs into it and gets the winner. It's 24-23. Game point play center. Down 15-8 at one time in this first game, and now they serve for the first game of this second match of the night. Clara Edwards will have that serve. Across it comes. Middle set. No, a miscommunication, just rolled across. Edwards, the dig. Thief sets it across. In trouble, Marysville scrambles. It's set back across again. Cranston. Wickersham. Ferguson for the win. Yes! And the Lady Tigers get it done. 25-23, coming from 8 points down in this thing to win game number one. And the two seniors team up for the final points of this first game. Stay here. More Lady Tiger volleyball will continue after these.
Steve, I don't know what to do. I just realized I lost my debit card. Download the USB mobile app and use your debit card on-and-off feature to shut your card off now. Okay, I can do that. What will I do in the meantime? I need my card. Just swing by the main bank. We can print you a new one in minutes. Great, thanks. Union State Bank is the best. Use the mobile app or internet banking to check your account for unauthorized activity. We also offer email alerts whenever your card is used. Be sure to check your statements when you receive it. This is Brandy Lippert and Alicia Lenhart with Union State Bank, member FDIC.
The standards for Ray's Apple Market's new certified Angus beef brand are more selective than USDA Prime, Choice, and Select. Their certified Angus brand has to meet 10 exacting standards for marbling, tenderness, juiciness, and flavor. The best meals are made with the very best beef, and the certified Angus beef brand has formed a network of ranchers to ensure the highest quality required. Ray's Apple Market is excited to offer the best brand of certified Angus beef.
From our family ranchers to your family table.
Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement in Concordia reminds you that brutal winter days will soon be here. You're almost out of time to have your roof replaced before the cold weather season arrives. Roof work must be completed with daytime temperatures of at least 45 degrees in order to avoid long-term problems with adhesiveness. Learn more at GeislerRoofing.com.
This is Dallas Hasselman, and Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement has you covered with more than 38 years experience.
Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement. We got you covered.
Here's a tech tip from Blue Valley Telecommunications. Do you know what bandwidth is, or megabytes? Bandwidth is the amount of information your internet connection can move. It's described in megabytes or megs. How much bandwidth you need depends upon how many devices you have and what you're going to use your internet for. Your bandwidth speed is split when it enters into your house. If you have only a 5 meg connection with 5 users, each user could end up getting only 1 meg, which can cause things to load really slowly. If you have questions about your speed, give us a call, 877-876-1228.
Lady Tigers come from behind in a big way, down 15-8, and they come back to win it 25-23. Now game 2, Hannah Ferguson gets a big hit early, but it's dug out by the Bulldogs. Now Wickersham to Shivers, middle set, Ferguson again, yes! And the Lady Tigers out to a 1-0 start in game 2. They lost the first match in 3 games. They win the first one after trailing, as mentioned, 15-8. They come back and win it 25-23. They lead 1-0 early. Janae Shivers will serve. Back row pass up front. Back set now for Brown, partially blocked by Ferguson, and then it ends up falling in behind that front row of defense, and it's a 1-1 tie. Shaylin Brown will serve it for Marysville. Craig, the pass up front. Shivers, back set, Hamill. Aaron Hamill, another winner for Hamill, and she has been on fire in this second match of the night. Kind of closed out the first match that way, but she has kept it going. She and Hannah Ferguson up front. Here's the serve now from Hamill, and it's an ace. The Lady Tigers lead 3-1. Mishandled by the Marysville back row. Hamill with the ace. The Lady Tigers a 3-1 lead in game 2. Serve from Hamill, again a good one. Now Franco has a hit on it. Blocked by Wickersham, but out of bounds. 3-2. Marysville trails by 1, but has the service back. And it looks like it will be Payshaw that will serve. Sydney Payshaw, 5'7" senior, for Marysville to serve it. Left-handed serve across. Hamill to Shivers. Forearm set up for Ferguson, and Hannah buries another one. Senior night treating Hannah Ferguson well this evening as she plants another one home for a point. It's 4-2 Clay Center. Up by 2 in this second game, up 1-0 in our final match of the night. Serve from Ferguson. Franco. A little hesitation on the pass, but they do get it to Bartles for a hit, dug out by Hamill. Now the set up front, Franson. Blocked back across, and good by Bartles of Marysville. 4-3. Lady Tigers lead by 1. Denner will serve it. Campbell the dig. Shivers sets it up. Franson saw spike across. Almost found open court. Good dig by Franco. Now the pass to the back row. Here's Wickersham. Middle set. Edwards lines it up and goes into net this time. We're tied at 4. A 4-4 tie. Back to serve. Denner. Here's Franson. A good pass to Shivers. Right back to Haley. And a front court winner. Went right down the line on her side, and they got a hand on it. That was all. It's 5-4 now. Clay Center by 1. It will be Janessa Wickersham to serve it. A loss in 3 games. Match 1. Clay Center up 1-0 and serving here with a 5-4 lead. Bartles up front. Dug out by Hamill to Wickersham. Far side set Franson, and that's a second straight winner for Haley Franson. And now 6-4. Clay Center leads it in game number 2. Wickersham will again serve. She fires it across, and it goes long this time. 6-5. Clay Center by 1. Tracy Feet will rotate back in. He joins Franson, Maddie Craig, Hamill, Shivers, and Edwards, and now the serve across by the Bulldogs. Let go, but it's inbounds, and it's tied at 6. Nicole Franco again to serve for the Bulldogs. Jump serve across, and this one they let go long, and it does go out. And now 7-6, Clay Center by 1, and the serve goes to Haley Franson. Good decision by the freshman Maddie Craig that time to let it go, and watched it closely as it just went past the line. Marysville, they'll get a play up. No, they won't get a play. Instead, it's dug out by Thief. Now set across by Shivers. Almost got the Bulldogs off guard. Now Bartles, cross-court winner, and it's 7-7. Middle hitter took it from the middle, pulled it left corner, and got it down. And so it's a 7-7 tie. And Tabby Wright will be the server for the Bulldogs. Right serve comes across. Franson to Thief. The set on the far side. Hamill gets another one in. 8-7. Clay Center leads by 1. Game number 2. They lead 1 game to none. Clara Edwards will serve it. Edwards serve into net, and so it's a tie at 8 apiece. For the Bulldogs, Emma Peschel to serve. Lady Tigers has Hannah Ferguson back on the front row in the rotation. Here's Branson. Thief for Ferguson, outside hitter. It's passed across. Up front again for Ferguson. This time a winner. Didn't get a lot of it. Didn't get a big swing at it, but put it right into the blocker's hands and then onto the Bulldog side of the friction. That's on Hannah's side of the court. Misread that from up here in the top of the gym. Point to Marysville. Clay Center now trails by 1. Here's Ferguson again. This time, was it tipped? It was. Clay Center's point. It's tied at 9. Ferguson the winner. Janae Shivers back to serve. Rotating in, Janessa Wickersham on the front row. Shivers to serve it. Denner pulls it out, puts it up front. Rombeck with a big hit and a winner, and it's a 10-9 Marysville lead. The two teams kind of trading points the last few. In the second game, Clay Center down by 1 now as Brown will again serve. Dug out by Hamill, right up front. Shivers right back to Hamill. And boy, Aaron Hamill has got a rhythm going right now at the nets. Passed it up front, kind of called for it, it looked like, and Shivers set it right on the money, and she slammed it home. We're tied at 10. So now Hamill missed serves. 11-10. Clay Center trails by 1. And Payshaw back to serve it. Just clears the tape. Craig to Franson. The spike on the way. Picked out by Payshaw on the back row. Now up front, Rombeck. This is Hamill. Caught the basketball goal and hanging down on that side of the court, and Clay Center just couldn't get to it after that. Now the Lady Tigers trail by 2, 12-10. Payshaw will again serve. Hamill, Shivers. Short middle set for Ferguson. Good dig by Payshaw on the back row. Rolled across now by the Bulldogs. Here's Wickersham. Shivers. Outside set. Franson. Blocked back across. And point to the Bulldogs. They lead 13-10. Timeout on the floor by Coach Robert Moran. The Lady Tigers trail 13-10, up 1 game to none in our second match of the night.
With United Bank and Trust online banking, you have access to your hometown bank 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year at ubankonline.com. You can view account balances, access statements, and transfer money between your UBT accounts. You can also view account activity, pay bills, and even make loan payments without being limited by banking hours. Simply visit ubankonline.com to learn more. Online banking with United Bank and Trust. It's banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lady Tigers down 13-10. They had gotten out early in this second game, up 4-2, and then they've traded points for a while. Now the Bulldogs have wrapped off a few in a row, and so they lead it 13-10. It's game 2 of our final match of the night. Clay Center up 1 game to none. The Bulldogs trying to stretch it to a third game, as Clay Center did in the first match before falling to the Bulldogs. Here's Ferguson up front. The spike pushed back across. Craig the get, and then Ferguson just kind of pushes it over to an open area and gets the winner. It's 13-11. And Hannah back to serve it. Hannah Ferguson across. Pass up front. Forearm set for Bartles. Cross court. Dug out by Hamill. Shivers to Haley Franson, and she's got another winner down the line. And it's back to a 1-point second game with the Lady Tigers up 1 game to none. Serve across. A good one. Dug out, though, up front. Brown. Now set across by Franco. Now we've got a volleyball from the other court onto the floor, and so we'll stop play and redo. They called it a jump ball, and we'll go back over, and Hannah Ferguson will reserve it. Across it comes. Payshaw again the dig. Now it's pushed across by the Bulldogs. Ferguson. Shivers, forearm set up. Haley Franson almost got a winner, and it's still not across. Oh, what a dig on the back row by Payshoff. Franson again, this time a winner. We're tied at 13. Sydney Payshaw made one heck of a play just to keep the thing alive for Marysville, but Haley Franson came right back at it. And now Ferguson can continue with the service. The set up front, cross-court winner in by Rombeck. 14-13. Game 2, it'll be Alex Denner, the libero, to serve it for the Bulldogs. Play center won the first one, 25-23. Play up front, Clara Edwards blocked back across. Play center trying to keep it alive, won't be able to. Good scramble, just came up short. Now 15-13, play center trails by 2. Denner the serve. Franson, pass up front, Shivers. Middle set, Edwards again. And this one goes into net, and the Lady Tigers fall behind by 3, 16-13. Now Shivers scrambling, and Hamill does get it pushed across. Marysville will possibly have a play. They do to Franco. Blocked by Edwards and Wickersham, but blocked out of bounds. Now 17-13. It's Marysville leading by 3. And they'll keep the serve for Denner. And that's going to go long. Good decision late. Oh, no, it's in. Patty Craig, Aaron Hamill thought it was going long. It snuck in there, and now it's a 5-point Bulldog lead. Timeout again on the floor. You're listening to Lady Tiger Volleyball on KCLY.
Central Valley Ag suggests before you put your next crop in the ground, put the full precision ag package to work for you. Field Reveal, a powerful, innovative software platform combined with the 4-step Central Valley Ag Advanced Profit System. You and your CVA field sales agronomist will put together seed selections, then use season-long field management to maximize your yield and profit. Get in touch with your nearest Central Valley Ag branch or go to cvacoop.com. Learn all about Field Reveal before you make plans for the next growing season.
18-13, Lady Tigers still in their timeout right now and trying to find a way to get themselves back at it after seeing the Bulldogs going a bit of a tear. Placing her up, as mentioned, 1-0, but trailing 18-13 in the second game, and now the timeout works. As they get the false service, it's 18-14. To serve, Janessa Wickersham. Payshoff, pass up front. Here's Peschel to Bartles. Fires it to the back row. Maddie Craig up front. Wickersham, Edwards hit on the way to the back row, and it just sneaks out. It's 19-14. Not by much, but couldn't quite hang in there. 19-14. Nicole Franco will serve it for Marysville. Back row, it's Franson to Fief, middle set, Edwards. Spike across, picked up by the Bulldogs. Now a play up front for Brown. Great dig by Hamill to keep it alive. Forearm set, Fief. Edwards sets it across. Bulldogs again a play. Bartles up front. Goes cross court and good. It's 20-14. Bulldogs now lead by 6 in this second game. It went to 3 the first time. Marysville won it in a close one. Now Marysville trying to stretch this one to a third game. Eddie Craig trying to dig the serve of Franco. Unable to handle it. It's 21-14. Franco again will serve. On its way across. This time Maddie Craig does dig it out. Up front, Hamill. Shivers spikes it across. Picked up by Franco. Now it's a play at the net for the Bulldogs. Partially blocked by Shivers. Here's Edwards up front. Punches it across. Bulldogs back set Bartles, and she tried to angle it away from the defense. She does. Now 22-14. Bulldogs lead by 8 in game number 2. Defense was there, and Bartles wisely just set it to an open area near the sideline and got it to hang in bounds. And now the serve from Franco goes out of bounds. Clay Center gets service back. And the point, they trail by 7, 22-15. Up 1 game to none in the second match. They lost the first one in 3. And now into net on the service, it's 23-15. Marysville just 2 points away from stretching this to a third and deciding game. Tabby Wright is back to serve it for Marysville. Bulldogs serve across. Craig. This is Feith in the middle to Edwards. Spike to the back row. Martin up front. Tayshaw takes a swipe at it. Good dig by Franson. Then a get from Feith. The hit from Hamill into net. And Marysville with a game point. 24-15. Right with that serve. Hamill up front. Here's Feith. Right back to Aaron Hamill. Blocked back across. Dug out by Hamill. Now the set up front. Hamill gets a hit on it still. Franco the dig. Now it's Brown in the middle. And it will be blocked but out of bounds. And the Bulldogs win game 2, 15-25. We're headed to a third and deciding for the second time tonight on the varsity court with the Lady Tigers taking on the Marysville Bulldogs here in the Den.
Replacing a roof is a substantial undertaking. It's one of the biggest financial commitments a homeowner will make. But the long-term value of a solid, attractive, and leak-free roof is well worth it. McGee Roofing offers residential and commercial roofing replacement, along with guttering and siding. With the colors and textures available in siding, you can customize the look of your home or business. For roof replacement or repair, gutters and siding, McGee Roofing is committed to customer satisfaction. Call them for an estimate.
TSI Kansas Incorporated has added another mechanic to our team, and we are able to expand our capabilities in taking care of our customers better. We know you depend on trucks and trailers with fall harvest coming up. You can trust us to service and repair your trucks and trailers so that you can keep up with the demand. From regular maintenance to repairing and replacing parts, our master mechanics get the job done. Call TSI Kansas Incorporated in Clay Center at 785-632-5183.
Crop Production Service is constantly looking for ways to help your bottom line grow. And with the Loveland products available, you'll get the results you want. From seed treatment and plant nutrition to fertilizer and crop protection, Crop Production Service offers top-of-the-line solutions to grow your crops, your bottom line, and your operation. Connect with your local CPS expert and experience the innovative products from Loveland. Crop Production Service, here to help you grow.
Does your household have monstrous internet demands? If too slow internet is driving you batty and your little devils are complaining about the connection, it might be time to upgrade your internet service. Twin Valley is offering a spectacular special on internet speeds to handle all the necessary devices. Choose gig internet for $99.95 a month or 100 megabits per second for $59.95. Call Twin Valley at 800-515-3311 and tame those monsters. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. See Twin Valley for details.
Back once again in Clay Center, Lady Tigers hosting senior night against the Marysville Bulldogs. First match went 3 games, Marysville winning in that final game 25-22. Now the Lady Tigers hoping to return the favor. We go to a third game of our second match. The Lady Tigers do have the serve with Clara Edwards. Across it comes. That thing knuckling. It was picked up by the Bulldogs, but just set across. Here's Franson. Wickersham trying to middle set it for Ferguson, and it's stuffed back across by the Bulldogs. Little miss hit there on the setup for the Lady Tigers at net. 1-0. Serve on its way across from Brown. Here's Ferguson with a chance at net. Saved by Denner. Now across it comes for Franco. Big hit. Frank got a handle on it, but it went right up into the rafters and just was unable to be returned by Clay Center. It's 2-0. Nicole Franco, the hit on the outside left that time. Brown the serve. Good dig by Franson. The set, Wickersham. Ferguson winds up, and Denner comes up with a save. Now Franco again, blocked back, and good. Janae Shivers with the block on Franco. 2-1. Clay Center down by a point, but with serve now. Shivers will have the service. Clay Center working here in game number 3 of our second final match. Pass up front for the Bulldogs. Franco again. Back row and good. It just hung in there. Franco, a junior, can really bring it. Couple of winners in a row. Here's Maddie Craig off the dig up front. The set from Shivers. Backhanded push across by Ferguson. Marysville scrambling. They just set it across. Here's Shivers right back to Hamill, and the winner. Tell you what, Aaron Hamill that time had to go down and dig that to one knee. Got it up in the air for the pass to Shivers and was back up and ready to go for the swat by the time Janae said it, and she got the winner in. It's 3-2, and now Hamill will step back to serve. On its way across, Franco passes up front. Peschel to Bartles, cross court, and dig by Franson, and then another dig coming from Ferguson ends up in the net. So Clay Center down 4-2. Denner will serve. Craig, the pass to Shivers. Far side set. Franson winds up, and she's got a winner in. No correction. It was Clay Center into the net, so a point to Marysville on what was a winner on the court, but the violation negates it. And now Clay Center down 5-2 in this third game. And Denner to serve. And pulls it wide. Clay Center down 5-3. Back with service for Hannah Ferguson. Hannah gets the whistle start. Now brings it across. Up front, Bartles blocked back by Edwards. Now it's rolled across for the Bulldogs. They do stay alive, but Clay Center should have a chance here. Shivers, middle set, Clara Edwards spikes it into the middle court. Marysville again stays in the point. Here's Shivers, far side now. Franson winds it up and dug out by Denner. Again, just set across, but Marysville defensively right now 3 times warded off big-time hits. Here's Franson. Another chance, this time good, and Clay Center back within 1 at 5-4. Clay Center got 2 good hits from Edwards, 2 from Franson. The second one from Franson finally finding pay dirt. Here's a serve from Ferguson. Middle set, Bartles. Angles it away from the blocker, dug out by Hamill. Now Wickersham with a spike across. It's dug out. Hamill has it. Shivers, far side set up for Franson. Almost falling in, dug out by Brown this time. And now Bartles hits the top of the tape. We got a violation before that play finished, and Clay Center's points were tied at 5. Here's Ferguson. Dug out by Brown. Marysville just rolls it across. Hannah up front, Shivers. Far side set, Franson again. And yes, Clay Center has the lead back now at 6-5. Ferguson gets to continue with the service. Another winner by Haley Franson. The serve from Hannah this time into net. Tied at 6. Maddie Craig, the libero, back in as Hannah Ferguson comes off. Craig in there defensively. And a false serve from Nicole Franco, who has been a real troublemaker when serving for Marysville against the Lady Tigers, but puts one in the net here, and it's 7-6, Clay Center by 1. Serve from Wickersham. And the set outside for Brown. Big hit. Craig, though, with the dig. Clay Center trying to stay in the point. They do. Now a hit by Bartles. Hamill digs it. Craig digs it. And then Clay Center, 2 players went for it at the same time and could not get it back across the net. So the point to Marysville. Cabby Wright is back to serve, tied at 7. Here's Craig up front. Feast to Edwards. Dug out by Denner on the back row. Now Marysville gets a hit on it. Good save by Shivers to Franson. Flat-footed spike from Clara Edwards is a winner, and it's an 8-7 Clay Center lead by 1. They didn't get a great offensive set that time, the Lady Tigers, but Edwards was able to get a great top spin on it. And there's an ace service from Haley Franson. Now Clay Center by 2. 9-7. Lady Tigers lead it by 2. Franson to serve. Across it comes. Pass up front to the middle. Brown. And she gets a winner in. 2 defenders right in the area, but could not put it back across. And so it's a 9-8 Clay Center lead. Game 3. The Lady Tigers looking for their first NCKL win of the season. What a dig from Craig to Feith. Edwards, the spike. Picked up on the back row by Wright. Now a back row spike from Franco, saved by Craig. Now it's Marysville, and they will not get hit. They set it across. It's Branson up front. Forearm set. Feed. Flat-footed spike from Hamill. Pass up near the net, and winner. Clay Center, they're up by 2. 10-8. Lady Tigers scrambling well to stay in the point and then getting a decent hit. And the point for Aaron Hamill. Clara Edwards is back to serve now for Clay Center. They lead it by 2, 10-8 in game 3. Across it comes. Great service, dug out barely by Rombeck. Now the middle hit from Hannah Ferguson, the winner. It's 11-8, Clay Center by 3. The serve stays with Edwards. 11-8. Edwards serve. Dinner, last second, keeps it in play. Up front, set across. Dug out, up front, Thief. Sets it for Shivers. We have a violation, though. And the point's going to go to Marysville. Clay Center, though, by 2, 11-9. Jalen Brown back to serve. Hamill, the pass for the Lady Tigers. The feed, forearm set. Hannah Ferguson winds up, goes cross-court. Denner gets it out of there. It's set across. Feed to Shivers. Across it comes to Hamill and goes in a net. It's 11-10. Clay Center by 1 here. Third game. They lost the first one in 3, forcing a third game. This time they were forced into a third of their own after they won the first game. Here's Steve. Outside hit for Ferguson. Yes! No defense, but a big hit from Hannah Ferguson, the senior. And the Lady Tiger lead is 2, 12-10. Danae Shivers will serve it. On its way across, we got another volleyball in the court. So that'll stop action, and Shivers will re-cue the service. 12-10. Lady Tigers lead by 2 points. Third game. Here's a hit up front. Franco. Good dig by Craig. Shivers up front. Hamill falling almost down, able to get a pretty good hit across. Now Franco again goes long. Clay Center up 13-10. Nicole Franco, big hit, but it went long, and Janae Shivers will keep the service. 13-10. Serve across. Middle set for Rombeck. That is Shivers with the dig. Now Craig up front. They'll roll it across with Clay Center. Marysville may have a play at net. They set up Franco again. Winds it up, and it is blocked out of bounds. 13-11. Clay Center by 2 in game 3. Lady Tigers have 2 more regular season events and 1 tournament before they go to sub-state right back here in Clay Center on October 21st. Here's Hamill with the hit across. Up front it comes. The set for Bartles. Blocked, and it will go back across but out of bounds. Pretty good attempt with the Lady Tigers, but now it's a 1-point game. Sydney Payshaw will serve it. And that tended serve goes to the back row. Hamill, trouble with it. Craig trying to keep it alive, and it's the point to Marysville, 13-13. Marysville will have served. 13-13 tie. Payshaw serve on its way. Franson. Pass up front. Shivers. The set for Wickersham to the back row. Payshaw has it. Now set to the backside. Craig up front. Now Shivers sets it across. Almost found open territory. Marysville will set it back to Clay Center. Here's Shivers. Wickersham. Middle set. Ferguson winds it up. Was it tipped? No. Out of bounds. And it's a point to Marysville, who now leads by 1. The Clay Center got the lead to 3. Now they trail by 1. Addie Craig to Shivers. Here's Hannah Ferguson. Good spike, but dug out by the Bulldogs. Now Franco. Craig digs it out. Here's Shivers. Set to the back corner. Dug out by Payshaw. Now up front is Rombeck. Ferguson keeps it in play. Shivers to Hamill. Cross court. Dug out again, this time Brown. Franco stuffed back home by Hannah Ferguson. It's a 14-14 tie. The senior on senior night puts it back home, and Clay Center will have serve trying to get the lead back. Franco pass up front. Outside set. And Ferguson again. It's 15-14. Lady Tigers by 1 in game 3. Back and forth again between the Bulldogs and Lady Tigers. Hamill with the serve. Pass up front. The set for Bartles. Cross court, dug by Franson. Shivers right back to Haley. Hit on its way, blocked out of bounds. It's 16-14. Clay Center by 2. Hamill, correction, we may have a violation. Looks like they're going to turn this point around to Marysville. Coach Robert Moran does not understand the call. And you see him shaking his head when the official's explanations here. So instead it's Denner serving, and we're tied at 15. Here's Franson. It's the tape that goes across. Marysville now a play at net for Bartles. Shivers the dig. Eddie Craig passes up front, and Franson sets it across, and a point, Clay Center. Just set it to the open area in the very middle of the Bulldog defense, and they were unable to dig it out. 16-15, Clay Center by 1. And then Ferguson to serve it. And got off the right side of her hand, went up against net. So the fault service ties it at 16, and Franco to serve now for the Bulldogs. Jump serve across. Hamill up front, comes to the net. Shivers digs it, gets it across. Clay Center still on this point. Now Shivers to Wickersham. Middle set, Clara Edwards. Good spike, but dug out by the Bulldogs. Now they'll roll it across. Clay Center should have a chance. Pass from Hamill. Far side set, Shivers to Franson. Blocked back across by Bartles. And it's 17-16, Marysville by 1. Game 3 of our final match. Bulldogs and Lady Tigers have traded leads several times in this third game. Franco, big-time service, and it's an ace serve. And it's 18-16 now. Marysville the lead by 2. Franco to serve. On its way. This time, Franson to Shivers. Middle set for Clara Edwards. Winner for the freshman at 18-17. Clay Center hanging in there. Down by 1. Final game. Janessa Wickersham will serve. 3 quick dribbles low with the volleyball. Now the serve across. Good one. Dug out by Dennis. Play up front for Brown. To the back row and a winner. It's 19-17. Clay Center trailing by 2 here in this third game. The serve it for the Bulldogs, I believe, will be Tabby Wright, and it will. She rotates in for Bartles. So Wright to serve. Lady Tigers down by 2. Third game, final match of the night. And the serve is in for an ace. Little hesitation back row between 2 defenders. It drops in there. It's 20-17 now. Wright will serve it. This time it is Franson. Pass up front. Thief to Shivers. The spike on its way but long, and it's 21-17 Marysville. And a timeout's taken on the court. Lady Tigers trying to battle here in Game 3 against the Bulldogs when we come back.
Oh, my arm!
What happened?
I tripped, landed on my wrist. I was turning purple.
Let's call Ortho On Call to get you in right away.
That's not going to happen. It's a doctor's office, not an emergency room.
Ortho On Call can get you in quick and replaces expensive emergency room visits. They're open weekdays till 8 p.m. and weekends till 4.
Oh, the bone's not sticking out. It's probably fine. Don't touch it. It's tender.
Call the Ortho On Call Clinic in Manhattan for all your injuries, big or small. The greatest comebacks begin here.
21-17. Lady Tigers now down by 4 in this third and deciding game. The final match, they lost in 3 in the first match. Battling here, down 21-17. Here's a play up front for Shivers. Good spike across, dug out by Franco. Now it's set up front. Payshaw sets it across. Play center, can't save the points. Trying to scramble and stay alive. Now down 22-17. Right again to serve. Here's Hamill. Up front, Feet. Middle set, Clara Edwards. Blocked back across, but saved by Edwards. Now it's Shivers with the hit. It's blocked across, saved by Edwards, and now we've got a violation. Point to Marysville, And now they lead 23-17. Another timeout on the court. You're listening to Lady Tiger Volleyball on 100.9.
Replacing a roof is a substantial undertaking. It's one of the biggest financial commitments a homeowner will make. But the long-term value of a solid, attractive, and leak-free roof is well worth it. McGee Roofing offers residential and commercial roofing replacement, along with guttering and siding. With the colors and textures available in siding, you can customize the look of your home or business. For roof replacement or repair, gutters and siding, McGee Roofing is committed to customer satisfaction. Call them for an estimate.
23-17, Marysville to lead now and make it 24-17 as Shaylin Brown gets the stuff up front. And now match point for the Bulldogs, 24-17. Gabby Wright to serve. Here's Franson. Feast. In the middle, he goes to Edwards, sets it across. Bulldogs up at the net. Brown winds it up, and it's blocked back and in by Edwards and Franson. 24-18. Clay Center with service. Facing several match points here. Let's see if they can fend them off. They did earlier in that second game of the first matchup. There's a spike across by Brown, stuffed by Edwards. Now up front, Taysha. And it's a winner up front, Edwards and Shivers in the area. 24-19. Franson again will serve it. Across it comes. Pass near the net. Pushed across. Shivers. And it's saved by Thief. No correction. Into net, Play Center. And that's going to end it at 19-25. Lady Tigers take the loss here. 3 games in both matches. Good matchup between the Bulldogs and Lady Tigers. Stay with us. We'll come back and wrap things up here from the Den after this.
Students, are you looking for a stress-free, convenient way of banking? The Citizens National Bank offers a student checking account with online and mobile banking. When you open a new student checking account, or if you already have a student checking account at CNB, you can get the instant issue Tiger Stripe debit card at no cost for a limited time. Stop by the Citizens National Bank in downtown Clay Center and get your free Tiger Stripe debit card today. The offer expires 10/31/2017. Member FDIC.
Did you capture a protein premium on your wheat this season? If not, it may be time to reconsider what you're planting. Oldie Seed is introducing several new varieties that will provide excellent yield and protein potential, and all varieties meet the Oldie Gold standard. Wheat technology is evolving, and planting one of the Oldie Seed top-yielding varieties or blends this season is the first step in achieving higher yields and increased income. Contact Oldie Seed today.
Well, a tough one for the Lady Tigers as they battle 3 games in both matches tonight and come up short in both of those final games of the match. The Lady Tigers falling in the first match of the night, as mentioned, a 20-25, then came back to win 25-21 and eventually 22-25 for loss. They win game 1 in the second match, 25-23, and then 15-25 and 19-25, the finals in those last 2 games. And Marysville gets the sweep here tonight against the Lady Tigers. Play Center, a senior night, a special night to see the seniors honored. Great seniors, 2 of them this year. Hannah Ferguson, Janessa Wickersham. You heard Coach Robert Moran talk about them during pregame and what they still have to accomplish this year with the postseason right back here in the Den on October 21st. Still some seedings and business to take care of before they get to that point, but a great opportunity to host that sub-state here in Clay Center October 21. And the Lady Tigers, a loss in 3 games, both matches tonight to the Marysville Bulldogs. That's going to wrap it up here from the Den. For our studio engineer, Bernie Fantella, this is Rocky Downing telling you to enjoy the rest of your Sports Tuesday.